So today we're going to whittle it down to the top 4. It's a single elimination bid, but what's gracing our screen in front of us are the team introductions.
And 81 versus FNE. You can see the brackets.
Shout outs to Kuro for the study session that we did have. Unfortunately,
Start with ELV, which stands for Elevate. We elevate with unyielding.
Sprintzer, Anton on the Hunter side. Now we have a bit of shakeup when global ban system. There are some significant changes when Meteorologist is definitely a big problem with her push, even though there were some reworks.
Yeah, I mean, Doctor to
Survivors.
I hope that that's gonna be. Oh wait a minute. Doctor's the one that's actually healing herself right now while fighting. And while the lucky guy has gotten a football to work with, but right now what they're trying to do is trying to heal each other, heal himself up a little bit. But that's a free hit and another presence being built for Sprintzer. So you gotta worry about this, because when you come out with this kind of lineup and having this kind of composition, your ciphers are not gonna be the fastest, right?
Yeah. And that kind of explain and that cipher progress. I mean, look, you see Sprintzer just roaming around the map. He's already put in so much presence on the board in his early seconds, and cipher progress is not looking too good. And we see that the lucky guy getting hypnotized there. Ganji is here for some support. However, Sprintzer is well aware of that. He's gonna get some corruption onto this batter just in case. But yeah, no, I double down on that sentiment with the cipher progress. Not looking too good for the survivors now. Very spread out.
Yeah. This lineup also screams like, hey, we want to support more. We want to support more than we decode, right? But who knows? This might be the strategy they came up with to frustrate Sprintzer,
right.
To counter Sprintzer. But honestly, I don't see Sprintzer getting tilted or frustrated. So
yeah.
Wow, oh, beautiful. But the flywheel missed as well in the process. And it's still at 96%. Imagine if a little bit later, and that would have been 100%. That would have been a down almost for sure. But right now, the Doctor's just gonna rescue without Tide Turner, and Lucky Guy is gonna go down almost immediately. So Doctor probably needs to rescue and body block. Otherwise, Sprintzer is just gonna keep farming this Lucky Guy.
Possibly. So now it might be the Novelist, since the Novelist does have Tide Turner. However, I think the Doctor is off healing, but really hitting the ground running now. The cipher progress are kind of on a standstill at 3 ciphers, which is good for Sprintzer. But like you said, this is a type of gameplay that these survivors want. They want to support, they want to be able to heal, and they want to be able to harass as well. But now he's trying to fake out a rescue here. But Sprintzer, Terror Shock King, able to actually get the rescue and now farm off hit. So now able to actually tank a hit onto the Doctor.
Yeah, and that's gonna come into play now because there's not even a last cipher. But right now they are fighting to keep the Lucky Guy alive. But that's gonna solidify it. Lucky Guy is gonna go down. Batter is he nearby to provide that assistance? He's not. And yeah, so unfortunately, Lucky Guy will be our first unfortunate casualty for ELV. But the Batter, while trying to destroy the Ostrakon, is gonna have to get hit one time right there. This guy, this guy, he needs Seika needs to be able to kite for a whole, like at least 60 seconds, because right now 2 ciphers remain, 1 new one. Yeah, this late game is gonna be super scary for Ivy.
Yeah, now just as you said that, the scare happened, the spray happened, and Seiken has fallen. I mean, you got to give it up to Seiken. Seiken was trying to clean up the Ostrakon areas, but that's what's so scary about Ivy. She's just like teleporting, constant pressure. And you said it best. I don't think Sprintzer is gonna get distracted or kind of tilted with this support lineup. He knows what's at stake. He focuses on the specific survivor, which was the Lucky Guy. Now he's focusing onto this Doctor that's attempting this rescue situation.
Yeah, and I don't really think he minds getting hit here. He's just trying to waste time, right? Like, hey, hit me. If you hit me, I'm just gonna heal up and then I'm gonna come back and rescue again. If you don't hit me, fine, I'm just gonna wait until the very last minute. But now Doctor's gonna finally go down, and with the flywheel available, maybe that could have been used to escape that scare, but ultimately not too bad. I mean, at least Seiken's alive and well, just trying to decode somewhere, but he's still at half health. So anytime Sprintzer decides to change targets, so to speak, that teleport's gonna be super deadly, and Batter only has 1 shot away from going down.
He does, and they have one Cypher remaining. They have one Tide Turner already used here. He's going to try to flywheel. There we go, Nell, able to use it. And now Spicy able to get a hit just for them to distribute the damage. They do have, unfortunately, the Novelist doesn't have borrowed time, so it just, and it's only the batter that has borrowed time. And now we're going to use the blink hit, and the down is going to happen onto the Doctor.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of good, but you have borrowed time. You know what I mean? The Novelist did rescue with a Tide Turn, with a sorry. Did rescue with Tide Turner, right?
Yep.
Sorry. Well, but maybe that could, that backdoor rescue. I was gonna say you might as well just save it for a second
double
rescue.
corruption. Oh, no. But yes, let's analyze that moment once the dust settles here, because for now, Doctor once again has fallen, and one Cypher does remain. It is moving all right, but I don't know if they're gonna get it popped in time. It seems like it is moving quite along, and like we pointed out, it is batter that can only benefit from that last minute pop. Now that Cypher is stalled at 71% over here at the shack area, and Sprintzer already spending the blink, has already spent trait, but it's looking real good for Sprintzer.
Yeah, definitely gearing up towards getting that 4K, and by the looks of it, he might be able to do it, because right now that last Cypher at 71% is being guarded at the vicinity, and the scare that's gonna put a little bit of charge onto the batter. But Sprintzer just realizing that, yeah, the objectives is what I have to pay attention to, and now circling that ethereal form towards where Spicy is. Both of them are injured. They cannot, how do you put this? They're just gonna go down after one hit. So it's really crucial that they rotate and not get caught out. But against the Ivy, that's exactly what she's good at, right? Catching you off guard, catching you wherever you want to rotate.
And that's the thing we pointed out. Arms Factory is quite the compact map, and the Cyphers at 71 and 40 are so close towards each other, and Spicy does fall here as Sprintzer did commit towards this down onto the Novelist. They both still have exit path, but it's looking like a 4-man elimination on Sprintzer's side. Seiken now rotating towards the factory area to possibly gain some distance away, but this kind of sets up Sprintzer here to just move and put some Ostracons around the area, and now it seems like might commit towards this chase towards the batter.
Yeah, I mean, the classic, right? Leave someone on the ground.
Whoa.
And oh wait, the flying meteor. Seems like the flying meteor, but that cricket ball, that's gonna land a second time, and now batter might as well have given himself a little bit of hope right there with the kiting. But careful though, because Novelist, oh my goodness, has no exit path, gets caught off guard, and he's gonna be down in the ground for the count. No one's gonna be touching the Cypher, and this is exactly the situation that Elevate is afraid of.
Yeah, Sprintzer really playing to his win conditions here, just making sure that he focuses on one survivor. Nice hit onto Sprintzer here, but it's only a matter of time till Sprintzer can just focus down, and the blink prediction hit. That's going to be the down, and that's going to be the game. He's just going to have to do a little bit of cleanup here, but 4-man elimination on the board for Sprintzer, one of the best to ever grace this stage of Identity 5.
Yeah, and you can see Spicy's already on top of the dungeon, hoping that Sprintzer might actually put the batter on the chair. But even if batter does go on the chair, there's still going to be a little bit of time, right? So
right.
It's okay. Just take the safe route. Put Spicy on the chair first. Batter still has exit path, but unfortunately would not be able to use it in time. And there you have it, Punch. A 4K decisive victory by Sprintzer.
Yeah, definitely living up to his name as one of the best and at the start, just getting injuries off the board. And here you have the match.
At all. I mean, except the embalmer.
But yeah, across from the psychologist. So
we get to see Schmitty kite first. So let's see the goat.
Okay, folks, Said here with the Goatman, a very aggressive Goatman, because he did bring abnormal. So now the first chase really needs to be able to be hastened and for it to actually be cut off as soon as he can, just so he can use and get that abnormal online. Seems like Psychologist will probably take this first chase. Now there have been some changes towards the Goatman. A nice pallet drop for him to just avoid that first hit, but now a cage is going to be placed here just for him to eat that first hit, but it's all good now because the Psychologist can tank at least 3 hits.
Exactly. 3 hits. That's going to buy a lot of time, but that pallet slam right in the face of Said, that's going to buy a little bit more time. So let's see. Said has the cage up. Let's see if Yudo is going to play a little bit of mind games here. But that flywheel is going to save that second hit, but no! While putting down the pallet, that's going to allow that hit onto Yudo. But now, that's going to be a terror shot. Beautifully done by Said. A pretty fast first down, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. There's a little bit of stress that was saved by Yudo, so it's totally fine. And considering that the win cons for the survivors is just to get that tie, it was very good on both sides, but Said getting the better out of that. But it's all good. Roland is here for that rescue. Pocket Watch is going to get deployed just so that he can come in for that safe rescue. This is going to prompt Said to go for a cage. You have to be more mindful of when you use those cages because the cooldowns have changed, folks, and it's quite costly if you miss a cage hit. Now a rescue attempt is gonna happen, and wow, what a farm off hit onto the Psychologist.
Yeah, well, at least that sliver of stress might be the game-changing moment that B4U needs, right?
Right.
But so far, the Cypher progress are going pretty good. 1 minute and 20 seconds in, 2 Cyphers have already been done. So right now, Yudo only has one job. That is to get away from his teammates as far as possible. But with the cage, Said's gonna say, nope, I'm just gonna bring you a little bit closer.
And note that over at the sandbags area, that is where the coffin is at. So it seems like he's just bringing him a lot closer, but this can, if he brought Max struggle, he could potentially, but he's gonna go straight to the center. So center position on Said's side, kind of costly when it comes to the cages, but at least he's in a good position. Now they don't have the last Cypher just yet, but now using that abnormal brings a lot closer. This does open up the fact for the rescue to happen, and like you called it, Psychologist is gonna get healed up with that stress, but I mean, a cage hit will drop her though.
Yeah, let's see. She still has a little bit of fight left.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, yeah. It's like, okay, I'm still alive. It's fine. What matters is I'm still alive. But the flywheel will be available for Yudo. Let's see if that flywheel can be used to a greater effect. Flywheel, no! That mistiming a little bit. Said was expecting it. Well played by Said. And that's going to be that first survivor down. But, oh my god, baiting flywheels left and right, Potch.
Yeah, Said doing a great job just getting reactions out of it. A nice hit once the cage expired, hitting green. And that's actually a really good pick-off when it comes to the hit because green was not able to use the puppet form. So now this is the last time the Psychologist, no, he's already got saved twice. So Psychologist is going to be out of this tournament. We do have 2 Cyphers remaining. Abnormal is about to come online in 20 seconds. Can they pop in time? Schmitty is already going to move on away from this Cypher and rotate away.
Yeah. Well, fortunately for Schmitty, he doesn't need anyone to rescue him. He has a coffin nearby, right? So that's going to help a little bit. Meanwhile, the 4th Cypher is about to be popped. So even if Schmitty goes down here, it doesn't really matter because all he needs to do is just get away from this last Cypher. But, like what you mentioned, Said still has an abnormal to work with. So probably needs to chair and probably needs to get ready in abnormal the next available Cypher. Or he could just save it for the late game. Either one would be fine.
Yeah, he does have trump card. He's going to go for the teleport. So aggressive play here just to stop green from popping the Cypher. And now the Puppeteer able to go in puppet form. Schmitty is going to self-rescue here. Puppet is about to expire. A cage is going to be used. And trying to find green, but green doing an amazing job just staying alive so far. But that hit is going to land and he's going to fall. Unfortunately, Cypher pop is about to happen and green does not have borrowed time.
Yeah, so what? Oh, that's why the Cypher is just going to be popped, right? Because the winning condition is just to get 1 survivor out. And with 2 survivors up and running and Puppeteer, still this being his first share, right? There's still that threat of that backdoor rescue. So Said as soon as he notices that tinnitus, he's probably gonna be like, yeah, no, I probably gotta have to be careful. But no, apparently he's super aggressive. He doesn't really care if anyone comes with backdoor rescue. He's just gonna go straight for Schmitty. Oh,
no cage backstep there. Just allow Schmitty to drop the pallet, but doing a great job now creating distance, creating that separation. So now we continue on here. Schmitty tries to buy enough time for that backdoor rescue to happen, but wow, fortunate for Schmitty, able to actually eat the hit with outside the cage, so we can continue on here. But unfortunate, unable to get the backstep, but now this is gonna down Schmitty. Exit gate is opening. Roland is here to pressure a rescue, but like you said, one survivor out is all they need.
Yeah, one survivor out, that's good. It's already at 70% right on the other side, so as long as Greed opens this up, leaves the gate, that's gonna be a win for them already. But knowing them, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh, he caged him. Can he crawl? Crawl. Wow. And then Green able to get the exit. Now the rescue does happen. And it looks like he's going to have to try and cage his way to get to the survivors. But no, exit gate is opening slowly but steadily. Said unfortunately can't get to them in time. And they're able to get the exit.
Yeah, very, very big point difference. Although, because like what we've talked about earlier on, round wins are going to get that 3-man escape. So that's definitely one of the highlights.
It's very deadly. And when it comes to mobility,
so that leaves the question of who he's going to chase. And personally,
are leading the charge here in round number 2, folks. So will it be Elevate or...
All right, coming in Sprintzer, trying to look for actually... Wait a minute, he's going after the puppeteer first, so actually he wants to get rid of him, but a little bit of oh wait a minute, we're coming back, and right now it seems like the target has moved himself a little bit closer to the teammates. Whoa, nice pallet slam right there, and right now he's gonna move targets. He's like, okay, you want me, I'm gonna get you this time, and it's gonna be the journalist being pursued this time.
Yeah, so Seiken able to actually get a great body block. So using the little bro, doing a great job thus far. And actually no presence is built just yet. About to hit that minute. And another one. Look at that. Seiken on the board for 2.
What a beautiful play. And no presence, mind you. Sprintzer is still does not have presence. That's going to be the first one. Oh no, and a little bit of body blocking there as well. He has blink available, so anytime soon. Although Sprintzer, what an uncharacteristic blink right there. And the chase still continues. Vera. Oh no, unfortunately that's going to be Vera Seiken going down right there. Journalist finally going down, but beautiful kites though so far in the beginning of the game.
It started out with the puppeteer chase for now, and then they switched on over to Seiken, but Seiken getting 2 amazing body blocked. Tried to go for a drop down tech there with the little bro, but unfortunately Sprintzer had none of that and just went for the chair. But now this does allow them to pop 2 ciphers. We do see the puppeteer already making his way for the rescue. Puppeteer does not have that tide turn. It's actually just the journalist that has it. So might force out this puppet form before he goes for that rescue. Goes for another puppet, gets the rescue, and now tanks that hit.
Thanks that hit, and Journalist is still up and about, although Journalist does not have any more little buddy assistants right to help anymore. So right now it all depends on that kite. Wow, flywheel into the vault again, buying a little bit more time. Beautifully done by Seiken, definitely showing why they are a formidable opponent right here. Sprintzer still has yet to find the mind games going back and forth. It doesn't really matter. Finally, that Terror Shock is going to land, and Journalist going to go down for another count. But Poch, I don't know what to say about this, but honestly, it's almost 3 minutes.
And the ciphers aren't moving. Yeah. So it just seems like the cipher progress, even though Seiken did an amazing job kiting, it's just the ciphers are moving along at the pace that's not the most optimal. We do see that the fire investigator able to balloon his way out of that situation. I'm not sure who's going to force the rescue here. It seems like Mute might be the one that's feeding that tinnitus, but it seems like the prioritizing going for the objectives more than rescuing and healing up. So it seems like Seiken will be sent back to the manor, and now Sprintzer's got to work on his next target, which is possibly going to be this fire investigator, which we thought would be the first chase to start things out.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks to the decision to go after Puppeteer first, right? That's going to help a little bit more. But right now, Spicy with that bump is gonna try and make a little bit of distance away from Sprintzer, but unfortunately, you know, it's the opera singer we're talking about. That zoom, that noom, oh my god, that blink into a hit onto Spicy. Beautiful play by Sprintzer, very decisive, changing traits to teleport and now settling it for late game. Look at Elevate though, they're opening a 7th cipher right now.
Yeah. And I mean, if you combine these ciphers, it can pressure a final cipher, but the fact that it's spread out so much and the survivors don't have mobility access, so don't have dedicated decoders, it's playing in Sprintzer's favor. Nice usage of that wand for him to be able to close the distance for this rescue to happen. He's got to be very careful with this rescue. Eats that hit, gets the rescue, everyone is injured. And now he just needs to focus onto the fire investigator and unable to get that hit. Nice usage of the balloon for Spicy to move on here.
Yeah, still trying to kite a little bit longer, but Spicy's gonna finally go down. And this makes things very difficult for Elevate, Potch, because everyone is injured, right? Puppeteer definitely cannot rescue. Magician has a wand, but he's on decoding duty. And this is an awkward situation again, because, like what I mentioned, everyone's half health, cannot make the rescue. And then there's still a last cipher that has not been touched. And Spicy is so far away. I don't I think here the best case scenario for Elevate would just to force that last cipher and at least try to get one man out.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes you kind of just have to go with the best possible scenario, considering that this is a full presence hunter, injuries are stacking up, items have already been used, and it seems like that one is going to be chased. Oh, wow, just through the pallet with authority. Sprintzer downing the Puppeteer, and it seems like Sprintzer just needs to do the same as he did in the previous one, just down this one, force out the exit path, and that's going to be the checkmate scenario he's looking for another 5-point game.
Yeah. I mean, Sprintzer is the unbothered king, right? He has that experience, that confidence that comes from the experience itself, from playing against strong teams as well. So honestly, I can't say that this is a very surprising thing to see, but Elevate did surprise me because they played super well in this game number 2 as compared to game number 1. But game number 2, they definitely been popping off, but it's just unfortunate that it's Sprintzer's opera singer in this map. So hard.
And speaking of that popping off, Seiken, right? Able to actually force out a blink miss on Sprintzer's side. You don't see that every day. And I think when it comes down to skills, yes, they're definitely really good at kiting, especially when up against an opera singer. They seem to know the routes. They know what they're doing. I think it's more of, like you said, it's just tightening up when it comes to forcing objectives, putting Sprintzer in uncomfortable situations, and ultimately them getting the, popping for endgame. So now one cipher does remain. And it's quite unfortunate because if you add at least 2 of these ciphers up, it could be already the end game. But it seems like Sprintzer will have to look for the Puppeteer. They do still have their exit path, so I'm not sure if they're going to use that exit path or they're just prolonging Sprintzer from them to just find a better spot to kite from because he's quite out in the open.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, wait. He's not going to stand up yet? No, it's fine. He's like, yeah, if you pick me up, what are you going to do? Are you going to chair me? That's the thing, right? So it's a very good strategy here. Like, probably wait until one of them bleeds out and then the other can probably head towards the dungeon. But the distance is pretty far after all.
It is. Yeah. I think and the time it's going to take. So it seems like we're going to see probably Sprintzer bring him closer just in case. But Puppeteer could expire. They both still have their exit path. So this is just, another day in the office for Sprintzer. He knows that he wants to get that 5-point game. It's only a matter of time. But this does give us time to give shout outs to people in the chat. I do see Caro answering some questions. I think Nelk did ask about the global ban system. And yes, Caro did respond there. This the hunters that you use in round 1 can't be used in round number 2, just to allow a more variety of hunter pools. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask it in chat.
Ask Caro.
Ask Caro. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. At Caro, guys.
Ask Caro. She. That's why we love her, because she's our A student.
Yes,
A student.
sir.
Yes, sorry. What's 1 + 1? 9. That's what. I don't know. I'm so sorry. It's so early. But right now, that struggle's gonna happen.
Whoa.
That one's gonna try and run a little bit more. The puppet form's gonna be in effect. Oh, and just getting a little bit of punch right there. But it doesn't really matter. It's still gonna be running. Buying more time, and meanwhile Mute is just on the ground just saying, yeah, you know what, let me just grab a cup of coffee, let me just chill a little bit. You do know that both survivors have exit path, right?
Yeah.
So Sprintzer's like, come on.
Yeah,
come on,
because this bleed out strategy might make this the longest game of the day, but you gotta admire the never say die attitude. But I think also there is I mean, Sprintzer has already called checkmate here, because you have 1 magic wand left. I think Puppeteer has already used up his puppet form in trying to kite, and he's already got this dungeon on lock. And 1 has to expire first, which might be the Puppeteer. Magician has to kite out dungeon, which it's going to take some time for it to open up, and Sprintzer could definitely go for the down.
It's definitely going to be the Magician making that move, right? Because Magician has the resource to kite, Puppeteer doesn't. And Puppeteer's gonna go down first, right? Unless Sprintzer chairs the Puppeteer first.
That's true.
Then that's going to be a problem.
It's going to
prolong. The Magician has
and
to run. Yeah.
He heard you.
Oh, I'm sorry, ELV.
He's gonna chair close to the dungeon, or not, or just bring him a lot closer. Because if he chairs close to that dungeon, or he's actually making the Magician bleed out first.
He could.
Oh, no. Chair.
He knows where the Magician is. He knows where the Magician is. He knows that the Magician is so far away. Oh my god, the Magician is so far away. Help. It's so far away.
That's gonna be tough, and Sprintzer's just patrolling the area, just making sure that he knows, like, okay, Magician's nowhere near, just putting more time on the clock for the survivor to bleed out, because after the Magician bleeds out, that's gonna be GG's.
It is. Hiya, and Mute's about to expire very, very soon. You can see,
hey, this is just the case of Sprintzer not leaving any crumbs. He's finishing his meal and making sure no stone is unturned. Magician, though, heals up. But Puppeteer, unfortunately, has not expired just yet. So now he's going to be forced to use up his wand before the dungeon even opens.
Yeah, he has to. Otherwise, he imagine if he actually just bled to death right there and then.
Oh, no.
It's like, oh, 99% bleeding. Oh, okay, I got to stand up now. Imagine if he didn't.
Oh, he's able to actually spot him. So now this... Oh, hang on now. Here we have it. The dungeon is here. But he cuts him off. Tries to go for a swing. Able to avoid. Mute now has 1 usage of this wand. He needs to make this count.
Oh my god. The back and forth. The back and forth. Oh my god. Cool. This is definitely the strap that he needs. He has 1 magic wand. Will he be able to use it to make it to the dungeon? This is so nerve-wracking. Because if ELV can get this 1 escape, that's going to be a record, right, for them?
It would be. Okay, he's used the wand, but unfortunately, Sprintzer. That escape and that big moral victory. But this is Sprintzer we're talking about. Tightening things up on the side of ELV, because there's...
Right, I feel like that's also something that's really further away from the coffin. So, and that's going to buy more time. Only people without borrowed time has flywheel.
For your commentators for this matchup.
Yeah, and that being said, Said making a beeline dash for where Schmitty is. But before finding where he is, he's got to realize that Schmitty has already left that area long ago. So Said's probably like, yeah, we're not going to find that. We're not going to find that embalmer anymore. Let's try and get some hit against Roland. Oh no, Said's going back. That's... No.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna fall for this trick. Like,
yeah.
leave the big boat and then you go and do the big boat.
And the thing is, Roland, with the discipline to not spend an elbow pad, so that was unfortunate because you want to at least force out the rescuer's trait, maybe a pocket watch, maybe a little boy or like a little bro from the journalist, and also the elbow pad. But unfortunately, unable to get that. It seems like Said now is forced to look for another survivor, which is Schmitty. Now Yudao is going to be the one that's going to be chased, but this is the meteorologist and she can kite, especially at this side of the map, while Cypher Progress are looking quite healthy in the early seconds here now.
Yeah, it's just very, very hard to chase at this point, right? You can see that it's already past 1 minute and Said has just found the target, and that's why, like, look, that's the meteorologist's impact that we see, right? Just pushing away, and even that teleport back to his shadow, it didn't really matter much because Said did not catch distance, and as a matter of fact, he's trying to chase B4U survivors at this very strong kiting area.
True, and now Meteorologist does eat that hit. It's totally fine. We're still on the cooldown of that jar, but look at the wherewithal. Nice discipline of you, though. Not going for it, but forcing out the blink trade. Green is here, possibly wanting to give that support, that elevation jetpack, just for him to get that pushback. But, I mean, a lot of time was gained from Said looking for the first target. Now, though, they still have access to Tide Turner on that Aeroplanist, which is already in the area.
Yeah, I mean, here's where things are super important, right? They have two Tide Turners to work with. Green can come and rescue first, and then Roland can come rescue afterwards after finishing his Cypher. So that's where Cypher management matters a lot.
Wow.
But right now, okay, the rescue without getting injured, that's good. But Yudao's gonna fall right after this, right? So what Yuda wants to do is not to try and die even further away from his teammate. He has to die a little bit closer.
Yeah, to the
just
front
so
exit.
that just so that he doesn't, his teammates can come and rescue even faster, right?
Yeah, and I think considering the map placement also, they're in a pretty good spot here because it's not interrupting any Cypher progress. While Roland, once again, the master of hiding, guys in the chat, keep quiet. Roland's here. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Oh, he's gonna get found out. So it's still all good because it is the mercenary. Mercenary could just elbow pad for him to just close that distance. Gonna wait just to tank that first hit. And now he's just gonna go for that rescue because there is no shadow clone that is here. Not gonna tank another one. We do have one last push. And Yudao able to actually transition towards this palleted area. Gonna go for a hit. No, not quite. Good job so far on Yudao.
Pretty good. I mean, the last Cypher is already at 63%. Yudao, unfortunately, will be going down, but it's okay because the last Cypher is almost done, and they're starting a sixth Cypher just in case, right? Like, look at the preemptiveness coming from B4U. It's like, okay, we realize that site might come for the last Cypher, but I guess it doesn't really matter because the last Cypher is almost primed at this point.
Yeah. And it was quite unfortunate. Yudao actually had borrowed time. So if this Cypher did pop, it would have been so much better. But now it seems like Schmitty is on that last Cypher. He's going to eat that hit. And now they push for that end game. Note that Schmitty does have a coffin to work with. And he's actually going towards it. So it's he might have to move away from that coffin just so he'll be able to tank that hit, get rescued by himself. And now, great time being bought here as the exit gate is opening.
Yeah, Schmitty's buying so much time. So much value. Green finally gonna be flying away, zooming away, and this is also a good kiting space. But right now, I mean, this is hard, right? Because the Opera Singer has already used up the teleport, and they've covered both gates. Even Schmitty is at the back gate trying to open the gate right now, right? So they've covered all bases. And sorry, it was Roland opening the back gate. Schmitty's running towards that area, and with the coffin, I think he could use the coffin.
Oh my, Green. Oh, wow. Yeah, the coffin could have been the play there. Also the dungeon, but Tai is definitely good. They're going to go for that surrender because B4U, ladies and gentlemen, have won this part of the tournament. They will be moving on Explorer buffs, but that'll come in later on. But we're going to introduce...
As of now, let's look into the next team here, Team IT, with their...
Toy. Shoutouts to Carol. Shoutouts to everyone that's in the chat. Seems like where's his cage time and also him being able to use the cooldowns of his cages too.
That's within the cage itself. And these are players that can tank a lot. Gardener and the Puppeteer. So let's see how this is going to work out.
LingAme on the Goatman, making sure that he's gonna run his routes here. Already spotting out Scott, the Gravekeeper. So just forcing the Gravekeeper in a shovel can cancel it. It's all good, but at least you force a little bit of shovel. That's what you kind of want to do if you chase the first rescuer. But now it seems like Dark might be in the vicinity. Well, Cypher Progress slowly but surely are moving. So Dark might have to take this kite here at this area, and trying to hide, but LingAme already spotting out Dark.
Exactly, and now able to kite within the cages itself. Might be able to kite out this cage and still registers that first hit. But regardless, there was so much time bought within the cage itself.
It was, and the thing is, Dark is that psychologist, so can tank those 3 hits, but has to make sure that the stress does wear out, because the stress played into factor in the previous match. Second hit real quick from that, it's actually really close from that first hit, so it was really stacking this up. And it's quite unfortunate if the psychologist does fall here, because once the rescue does happen, psychologist does not have that much skills to work with to rebound kites. So now Dark has to provide enough time for his team to make the Cypher pop happen and for the rotations to happen. LingAme gonna down the psychologist.
Alright, so that's going to be the first down within the first minute and a half. Now looking at our Cypher progress, it's looking pretty healthy, although we would like to see it a little bit better. And Gravekeeper has that wanted order and will be coming for this rescue. LingAme trying to potentially prevent this one.
Yeah, just gonna try to cut off any grounds from being covered by Scott. He's gonna actually block off put 2 cages, allowing the Gravekeeper to pop out of shovel form. Scott, though, gonna be put in another cage and unable to actually get through the pallet, but this opens a backdoor rescue. Dark moving away from the shore area just so that Rapido can go for that Cypher rush. But still, it's still looking quite even. Unless Dark gets caught out here, that's going to be a little unfortunate. But it seems like LingAme really knows where the psychologist is running towards.
Yep, able to put the first cage, but seems like he kind of did lock himself in within here.
Wow.
But just regardless, LingAme with this meticulous cages. And looking at our ciphers once again, totaling up is 3 ciphers. Still not quite enough. I think there were certain pauses when it comes to the cipher progress from the Gardener during the chairing time. But as of now, not too optimal for IT survivors.
Yeah, so they did prioritize healing up the Gravekeeper, and now this is where the abnormal comes online. So that 3 ciphers went down, 2 being completed, 1 at 80%. But now Scott forcing out a hit here. He does have another cage. Watch out, the rescue does happen though. So great timing on that rescue by Scott, but he's just gonna focus down onto Dark because Dark is already on his death chair.
Ling now able to do the back leap, getting that hit onto the psychologist. Now this back leap was great, and we did see that Ling wanted to do this exact same pattern onto the Gravekeeper rescue, wanted to potentially prevent a rescue or a terror shot rescue, but unfortunately that did not happen to Ling's favor. So when it comes to the idea, I love it, but execution wise, just really unfortunate.
Yeah, and looking at the survivors' resources, Gravekeeper has no more shovel, but they do have 2 ciphers remaining. Abnormal is about to come online after 40 seconds, and now it seems like Puppeteer will be taking this next kite. Just has to make sure he times the cage well once that puppet expires. He's trying to block him off, able to do so, and now just gets a regular hit, but he's already at half health.
That's crazy. With this, we do see the minor details coming from LingAme, and that's exactly what we like to see from the Goatman here. Now Scott able to run free as of now. Love the communication coming from ID survivors, able to preemptively tell their teammates to get to safety, so it prevents a free hit or wastage of resources. Now Gravekeeper, is he going to be opening up the chest here?
Yeah, it seems like he's just still waiting. We're still waiting to see if they're going to confirm an item or not. Double cage just to find the Puppeteer, the weakest, I'd say the one that's most damaged in this lineup. So 1 hit will be downing this Puppeteer, but you just have to wait for him to get out of puppet form and gets that hit. Note that this does open up the Cypher progress to move. I believe one is at Big Bow and the other one is on the other side. Now this is going to be a little tough. We have the trait swap already. He switched towards that teleport. So will LingAme go for the teleport? It seems like he's waiting for the right opportunity to do so to see if the ciphers are shaking.
Yeah, so they will definitely, I'm pretty sure, coming for this rescue because Cypher's just not enough and they need to buy some time. Now, I gotta acknowledge LingAme's cage placement just now, that was insane. He slammed, because the placement of the cage, right, it forced the puppeteer to slam that pallet down and automatically, what do you call it, teleport to the front of the pallet and allow LingAme to get that free hit. So, I really love LingAme's Goatman. I can see why this is one of potentially his specialty pick here. But now Ginger coming in for the rescue.
Yeah, so I like the communication, like you pointed out. It seems like the survivors. Oh, the bubble timing as well. But the cage is gonna stall a little bit of time. He's gonna put another cage just to buy some more time. And Puppeteer, unfortunately, about to expire. Oh wow, gets the speed boost. Can he make it in time though, Jojo?
Can he make it? Oh my goodness! It prevents a rescue. Now Puppeteer will be flown back to the manor, whereas Ginger in a lost situation. Scott is still trying to push for that last cypher. LingAme, is he gonna chair this person here? Or is he just gonna place this person down and go for the teleport? It seems like he's just gonna play this safe as of now. Yeah. Share the person first and then teleport. LingAme.
I think that was the right call, considering that they both have borrowed time just for that endgame pop. And wow, a teleport to the bottom part. And now we see that the Gravekeeper unfortunately has no items. He's fully healed though, so Scott unfortunately is kind of in a checkmate scenario here. Trying to go again, it's so hard if you're in that short area, but just like that, LingAme trying to go for that swing. Cage is about to expire, but we're gonna see a little bit of pop off here on both LingAme and Scott. But yeah, it is a checkmate already. The surrender is gonna happen for LingAme to secure himself that 5
at the start. And when you thought that they're gonna go for that cypher rush already, and yeah, I would love to see how this is gonna be playing out here for me. This is quite interesting small location. One at Big Boat.
Some rescue comps here on Heian and I Love You Sui.
Alright, so heading straight for the Puppeteer here. Police Puppeteer with the 3-9. So we'll be able to place the first cage in a while's time, trying to get the great positioning before he actually plays this first one, because we do know that the resentment not a lot at the start.
Yeah, so now building up towards 70, there's a good time to build it up, but he just wants to make sure that he gets a hit. Wow, a stray hit as he was dropping down that pallet. So quite unfortunate for Polis in this first kite. And I think he wants to just kite in this part of the map just so he doesn't disrupt any cypher rush from happening. But now first cage does get dropped, forcing the puppet form out, so tanks that hit in puppet form, so great usage of it. However, puppet form is about to expire and the cage is still here. Uses it once again though. Just still stays alive, Chocho.
Come on, please. Let's see if he's able to kite. He's able to kite it out, but the next cage is already up, and a terror shock immediately coming into the first minute of the game here. Now look at our ciphers, not a lot. And if we're just gonna compare this between this matchup and the previous half of this matchup, I think Seoul has a better footing here.
Yeah, this was definitely a really good start. However, though, there is no abnormal, so the ciphers are still gonna move uninterrupted. But DM here gonna force out a blink and a rescue. Tries to go for a stun just to allow Polis to move on along here. Let's see if he will try to chase down or if he will try to go for another stun, but actually caging him out. So that's actually an excellent play on the side of Seoul. So Seoul doing a great job thus far, but Polis able to kite out that cage.
Yeah, we're seeing that the forward here is ready for the OB whenever Polis is down. I love the security coming from I Love You See, and Polis still able to kite it out and able to use the last item, I believe. Now Polis vaulting over this time around with no terror shock.
Yeah, so now getting rid of that pallet could be the difference maker. We're gonna see another cage used here, and now no swing, no puppet form. We see I Love Sui is here. And also Heian is here, so now can get push for the meteorologist. Let's see if a pallet drop is gonna happen. Nice discipline for them just to move on over. So a lot of support here, Chocho, but Cypher Progress not moving that fast though.
Exactly, and we're seeing the Gil ability coming from the meteorologist. Great support and forward will be tanking that hit. Let's see if Soul changes target here. It seems like he will. He understands that they are just gonna protect Police all the way. Now, can you say Police with that rebound kite that was insane? That's one. And secondly, he can kite a second skilled Goatman, but not too much of the 0 skilled Goatman, which is crazy.
Yeah. So now I like the switch up here onto the survivors because now they're gonna use the Tide Turner. Wow, able to get that push and now gets the rescue. So Tide Turner is gonna be in effect. Forward can move on away from this side of the map for Hand to pop that Cypher. So they're really playing to their traits very well. Cypher progress is looking quite okay. They just need to get that tie game or at least one man escape for them to be able to get this. And I Love Yusui is going to fall at the windmill area where the Magician is at. There's not going to be any Tide Turner to use, but that's a pretty good football to work with for them to create that distance.
Yeah, and now we're seeing CC will be coming for the rescue. I'm looking at the Cyphers, guys. It's almost ready. And Magician's able to buy out enough time here, get that right rescue, and body block one more time because Forward does not have 3.
True. Okay, gets the rescue, and now Forward can actually use the football just for him to move on along. But as you called out, Magician tanking that first hit, doesn't even need to use it. They pop the last Cypher. It's a 4-man endgame for DM. CC is in the vicinity here, so he's actually going to change target here.
Oh, and the double cage didn't really work out very well for Soul's favor, and now looking at him, his resentment's only at 50. Late game wise is getting really weak, but he's able to get that hit. Is he going to change the teleport now? It seems like he will, but nobody is at the gate. Somebody's at the gate, but the gate's already open. Puppeteer able to escape. Forward is opening the other side of the gate, and Meteorologist, I believe she's still running.
Yeah, Meteorologist is still making his way. It's totally fine. I think CC still has the usage of the exit path. Heian still has a push. Oh, wait, no. It just seems like Magician is actually being healed up by the Cloud here. And now this forces Meteorologist. But Chocho, Hollis left. That means they did play towards that win condition. However, Magician's already healed up. Can they go for more?
Oh. I think maybe if we're looking at the win conditions, DM, they have already secured BO1 with that one escape. Let's see if they want to go for more. Pretty sure Forward can get out here. CC, here's the question here, whether he's able to kite it out with no items, no flywheel. It seems like it's a no. And Forward, is he coming in?
Oh my god.
Bottom left?
Forward's actually gonna try. No. It's. I think it's too risky. So Forward is actually making a beeline towards that gate. He does have football for him to work with. Magician still has not used up his exit path. Oh my god, he's able to catch up to the Forward. This is not looking good. If they want to get more, but he's gonna use the football, but he's able to go through. But look at that, the cage, and now the hit. It's gonna be so much survivors down. Magician is up. Magician has to exit here. They need to at least secure that tie. But look at that, DM wanting to go for more. He's going to go for the rescue. And now 2 survivors out. They're going to spread their attention. Forward is eliminated. CC is going to try to go for the other exit gate. Actually, no, the dungeon area, while Heian is making a dash for the front exit.
Yeah, it should potentially secure. Let's see, the Meteorologist with the Gil ability. This is going to be really important, but he still did not, he's already used up his Storm Glass already, so Magician, he's just going to go for the back gate, which should secure the tie game here. Now, coming from DM Survivors, we're seeing them fighting for like a forest kind of vibe, and I love this energy rather than just settling for whatever they have. So, DM Survivors, great job, well done with this tie game against a Goatman BO1.
They were doing this from the beginning with the
Meteorologist Gil win ability support, and that.
Let me know what you're thinking before we head to round number 2.
Yeah.
The Goatman will be banned out, so it's looking all good. Moonlit set up her jump spots there.
Yeah, wish.
Either you can go for Novelist, but if you usually just Cinna, who missed Alpha. Oh, we do miss Alpha. It seems like Dark is going to take this first chase, so it is going to be the Novelist. Novelist has to be able to get that book, able to get that slam to start things out. So very proficient on this Novelist despite the changes.
Yeah, great start for IT Survivors. In fact, with that fast speed coming from LingAme, he was still able to switcheroo and get that hit immediately. But this time around, a little bit unlucky getting that first free hit. But Fly will be up in about 8 seconds. Can he last till then? This area.
Okay, switch, but he's actually still quite close in the shadowed area. He has access, but no. Actually, I think that's okay because he would have flywheeled to an area that doesn't have a pallet, so it's totally fine. Now we're gonna. That was a fast down, Chocho. Not gonna lie, that was in the under 60-second down. Even though it had a good start with that pallet slam, now we're gonna see the territory being built here, forcing out a pocket watch, a little out of distance, but still able to get the hypnotize going on.
And Scott will be able to get the first hit onto him, and now off of them are just half health. IT Duck just running towards the corner. I believe with this play coming from Duck, he's not intending to kite any longer. He's just trying to get away from his teammate Cypher.
Yeah, I think that's the right play, with just him playing very conservatively for them to at least focus on decoding. Quite unfortunate that the kite didn't, or the rebound kite didn't last as long, but Rapido can get that rescue going. He does have Tide Turner that can buy some time here. Ling is going to try to make his presence felt towards the center of this map. Unable to use the blink, so they still don't know what trait he has, but we do see that the Magician's already making his rotation to get this rescue going.
Alright. Magician does have a Tide Turner, a Wand as well. This is going to be quite tight. We're seeing that the expiry date of this chair is almost done, but
wow,
very safe rescue, a free rescue in fact, and now Novelist will be down once again. Unfortunately, we are unable to see Duck with that rebound kite because, as mentioned, this is a very kite heavy team comp. There is not much support coming from any of them, and up until now, Ling still able to hold on to that blink.
Yeah, Dark doing a great job just providing that distance and keeping them away. Cypher progress is looking quite healthy, but now the numbers game can definitely catch up to them because now someone needs to take this next kite while they try to push for the last 3 Cyphers. I believe the Gardener is at the 2nd floor. LingAme knows this, and he's going to try and force out a drop down, and drops right in front of this Opera Singer, unfortunately unable to get the bubble going. So still holding on to Blink. He's thinking about teleporting, but he will be going for this Gardener here at the graveyard area.
And still has a Blink to work with. He's able to expand it this time around, but towards the end of the game already. So our Cypher progress, both Cyphers are being pushed here, and believe either one of them can come for the rescue. It's just that there isn't any Tide Turner, and this Gardener is chat deep inside graveyard. LingAme will be able to scout out in the open right now.
Yeah, nice one. Able to scout, able to use the pocket watch, but has to be very careful here. It seems like the window is too dangerous to actually use, but already knows that Scott is here, able to actually get the rock of the pocket watch. Needs to rescue before half, but the terror shock, Jojo! Oh my goodness, LingAme with the timing of a god.
This guy built different. So LingAme with the Opera Singer, we're seeing him really turning tides around.
Wow.
I mean, we saw that somehow maybe Survivors had a chance to potentially rebound, but in the moment you felt like you had a chance, LingAme coming in with that terror shot rescue, and now it becomes straight away a 4K situation for the Survivor side. How are they going to even potentially get that one escape?
LingAme searching for the dungeon because that is the moral victory situation for IT, but yeah, dire situation, unable to get that rescue going. Now it seems like LingAme, I think the Nidus is already propped up in this area. Rapido is...
Oh my goodness!
Chocho, you gotta keep quiet. You gotta keep quiet. You gotta keep quiet. Oh no!
I think he sees the red light!
Oh no! Chat, who ratted him out? Who said that the Magician is here, able to actually get the wand going, but this is a checkmate scenario here. If he gets Rapido down in this area, that will be GG's in a 5-point game on LingAme's side. So, gonna go for that hit, able to actually hit the clone, but first officer is soon about to expire here.
Yep, and once again, with that convincing win coming from LingAme, we're seeing only a 47 seconds of attainment time coming. Alright, so I understand. So currently, right, Dream, yeah, actually, when it comes to him switching from will to human form, the cooldown has been shortened to only anything here. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see whether the DM service is prepared for
here. Really all gas, no brakes type of build on Soul's side.
do or die situation for Soul. Is he able to get that 4 elimination that he desperately needs? Now, I love Yu Sui will be able to do this first kite here. The lucky guy has a football to work with against a breaking wheel.
Ooh, that was close, but man, he's really kiting it close to this window. Able to get that first spike, that's so important. And now the second spike, it seems like he's gonna try to get it, but this is what's so hard. Now able to get it, so that snap can work, but you pointed it out. He can use that football, able to go through the window. That was so close to I Love Sui. Now, one hit, he will be falling down, but he uses that football just to create that distance. And now just drops on through here. No blink just yet, so he's doing a great job. And Cypher progress is moving quite well here, Chocho.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a great start coming from DM service as of now, because one moment he's going to blink and I was usually just going to be down here. Now, blink has been expanded here. Another trap and flywheels through the trap as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Able to get through to this pallet, and Gravekeeper is here as well, so we can try and go for the burst that he does have just to provide that distance. So excellent start. I Love Sui doing an amazing job thus far. Gravekeeper not going to use any of his stun ability just yet. And I Love Sui continuing to maintain here. Polis in the mix here. Gonna go for the pallet slam.
Girl, that is so fantastic. I love the support coming from DM servers every single time. They perfectly execute those stuns, and that's what we expect from DM servers moving on from here, of course. But I usually still surviving. You know, their last hope, no more flywheels to work with, no items. How long more can he kite here? Seems to be that he will be down here finally, but that's a 3 Cypher kite posh.
3 Cypher kite up against the breaking wheel. This is where breaking wheels can come online, and luckily he's already got his extended spikes, but CC is already here. Luckily he does not have that wanted order, and also the Gravekeeper in shovel form is actually a really good counter to that breaking wheel. Polis now has to be able to kite out here in the open. Nice flywheel just to avoid that spike. We do see that CC is already getting the rescue. I Love Sui knows what he has to do, has to be able to provide enough distance here just so that the side first can go uninterrupted. Gets the gets the trap. The last effort is gonna pop, and now he's just gonna move towards this cornered area.
And it seems to be that Soul will be going for that Cypher control now. He's not going to care about the lucky guy on the floor. And now we do know that he has a very good usage of this Meteorologist and the Storm Glass. So the Gale ability will be seeing that potentially. We're looking on the bottom left. He is looking backwards, and Soul is committing to Hien.
Okay, so this allows the lucky guy to get healed up, and this does attack one of the Cyphers. He's just going to go for the push. Doesn't even want to go for that pallet slam, just providing that distance. But Meteorologist one hit away from actually falling down, gets that trap, and Meteorologist has fallen. But the distance has been provided for them to actually push for the last 2 Cyphers to happen. And the rescuer is still the Gravekeeper, and he's still all healed up. Lucky guy does have that wanted order now, and he does have that mechanic bot to kind of help them add more pressure. But so far, one more Cypher remains. It's the one that the Meteorologist was working on. So you gotta give it up to DM with their support. Meta able to actually get a rescue under the nose of Soul.
Yeah, and
and just goes for that snap immediately.
Now, our last Cypher is that one over there, 89%, and Soul still has a trump card to work with, but they've already started on their 6th Cypher push, so... Still really forcing this?
Switches abnormal. Oh my god, they really want to force it. They just go straight abnormal, and now that's gonna buy him enough time, but pallet slam onto the Novelist.
On the bottom left, we are seeing the lucky guy getting healed up there. DM server is very tricky when it comes to situations like this now. 6 Cypher is being worked on by... I can't see the name, but it's alright, it's alright. Hien. Yeah.
Yeah. Ian, as Meteorologist, working on that Cypher. We do see that the Novelist is here just to try and provide that support. 2 people are trying to attack this rocket share just for them to get the attention away from this lucky guy. Gravekeeper trying to body block here, able to actually get a hit, and now unfortunately the lucky guy Gonna get snapped. He's gonna get picked up. Last Cypher is about to pop. They're gonna try to play to their win conditions. Gravekeeper's already healed up. Exit gates are open. No detention onto the Hunter's side. Hien not going for the exit gate just yet, but they just need one person out, and DM are gonna win this matchup. Whoa, did he get hit? He got hit by the tram!
Tram MVP as usual now. So able to get that basic hit onto him, but still not enough to down him. Novelist has 2 spikes. The other gate is being opened by Meteorologist, which at least helps him guarantee a 1 escape, which is that win condition for DM survivors.
Yep, and CC use nice snap just to get him out of the grave, out of the shovel form, but playing to their win conditions, they've already got the exit gate open. It is just CC buying time here to see and if he can go for that the dungeon escape, Chocho. It could be possible for them to be able to get the dungeon escape, but they're actually not at the exit. Oh wow, able to actually get it. Putting our jaws on the floor with their team coordination.
Literally repeatedly against the Goatman. That's exactly him. So, which explains why
LingAme on the Goatman, which again, it could be the opposite.
Whatever it is, thank you for having me back. And right now, it's my pleasure to bring
Omni. We have familiar faces here. We have the Hunter, Pitstoper, final settling spot here. But we will be seeing the...
It's an interesting pick, right? Because a lot of these characters...
From actually, because, I mean, from QingH's side, I totally forgot that he has that dream wish up his ass. So ends Hunter, and this commentary will be brought to you live by Chocho and...
Alright, QingH. Trying to find that first target, already spots that footprint, but obviously QingH has someone else in mind, and that's going to be Laze. Qinghuan setting his sights onto the psychologist. Not exactly the best first target, but it's okay. At least she does not have any skill sets to kite, right? So it's basically just being tanky, but oh no, a preemptive drop, but QingH follower just went through, and that's a free hit, Chocho.
Yeah, Laze, I think he wanted to stun that that leech, but it didn't really work out to his favor here, and now able to get that so leech hit. Yeah, pretty fast into the game, I agree now, and still Patroller still not being used. So this is a pretty bad start, I believe, for Omni survivors.
Laze probably needs some time to warm up a little bit, but you can see that the leech is already following Laze. So now it's just a matter of time before the Patroller comes. Yum yum goes the Patroller, that's it. And one more tick bite. I don't think he'll be able to make it to it. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make it to the pallet to reset the bite. And he's going to be that first survivor down by Omni. And the timing's pretty good as well. No sliver of stress as well. So QingH, off to a pretty good start. But Chocho, 1 minute 22 seconds in, the ciphers are looking really fast for some reason.
Yeah, it's very fast. It's a pretty fast decoding team com, and as of now, Juan is not being denied of this rescue, able to easily maneuver towards Laze at the chair area. So as of now, it seems to be that a safe rescue, and even a body block. So things are looking pretty optimistic for Omni servers as of now. You mentioned Cypher progress is super fast, and Laze does not have any items to work with. We'll be able to get that leech hit though, so that would force the Hunter to leech onto him. Maybe the person that's coming for the rescue will not be getting a leech moving forward.
Yeah, where Laze falls is very important as well, because you don't really want to fall near where your survivors are decoding those ciphers, right? So a good job trying to run away as far as possible. There's one cipher nearby in the shack that's being decoded, and that's exactly where QingH is going to put Laze. So you do not want to disrupt your teammate cipher. The 4th and 5th cipher are almost non-existent. So this is getting a little bit scary, Chocho, because yes, 3 survivors are up and healthy, but your ciphers are not really moving.
Yeah, and if you guys are watching this closely, QingH is trying to create a 3-line cipher here at this side of the map to force them to not be able to decode and create a situation that's ideal for him late game. So now able to prevent that rescue here, Aqua will be that next line of target here. QingH does not have any Patroller to work with as of now, but I believe that's the last fight.
Oh, okay. Surviving. I mean, even if he gets hit, it's fine. He still has the puppet form to work with, right? So at least that will help him. Surviving that bite is very crucial. Aqua, the second kite is very important. QingH is like, wait a minute. He's like, where's he going actually? But right now, the 3rd and 4th cipher are going to be moving a little bit. And that's the thing, right? Going up against a Dream Witch, you do not want to give free hits to Dream Witch. You do not want to be caught with a leech on, with half health. That's exactly what you do not want to be caught with. But right now, the leech onto Aqua, that's going to be a little bit scary here. Just following until Puppet forms over. But that's going to buy a lot of time for Omni.
So much time, and we see why the Puppeteer is such a popular BO1 and BO2 pick, because of how so much sustain coming from this character. And now we see the Patroller bite finally. Now QingH will be able to get this. There isn't any flywheel, and finally a down. After 4 minutes into the game, we have him having to check the survivor. Now looking at our ciphers now, they are looking good, but if QingH is able to deny this rescue, I think things are just gonna my goodness.
You should have anticipated that. But you know, it caught in the heat of the battle, probably didn't expect that split-second decision. But well done on QingH. That split-second change into Blink caught one off guard, and that's a freebie right there, Jojo.
No,
that's a
Omni
freebie.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's a freebie that comes with the Puppeteer. Now, Fluff able to get this rescue. Things are looking relatively difficult for the survivor side. Able to make that blink, the flywheel perfectly coming from Fluff here. But he doesn't have enough book to work with, so the hit will still register onto him. Can Juan stand up? And Aqua is also busy with removing that leech.
Yeah, probably needs to get Juan now. Has already used up the exit path. It's okay. He's already in burrow state. Trying to make a dash away from this area. Realizes that, yeah, if he goes down again, that's going to be super devastating for Omni, because he used up his exit path, right? But right now, Aqua removing the follower, almost done there, but Fluff is going to be sitting on the chair. And this is where things get very dangerous. Everyone's injured. One doesn't have exit path. And not to mention, who's going to come for the rescue?
Right. Usually in situations like a mercenary, maybe they could tank one hit and come, but this is not a mercenary. And in fact, QingH also, taking preemptive measures, having one of the followers at the chat, at one of the ciphers. Now, Fluff able to be rescued here, but the hit still registers. He will be flying back to the manor really shortly, and QingH wants to gain more from this.
Yeah. Fortunately, the leech is off cooldown. Otherwise, he would have definitely loved to leech Aqua right there. But QingH is guarding that cipher right there. And against a Dream Witch, if you know that one of your ciphers is getting guarded like this, you probably want to start a 6th cipher, right? But this situation is so dire because Omni right now forcing that cipher 97%, 98%, 99%. He's going to be able to force it. That's a good job at the very least. But the last cipher is close to be popped. But no, not near enough. Yeah. Nowhere near enough.
Can I just say I really like the game plan coming from Omni survivors. With Fluff's position where he died, right? He downed on. It forces QingH to move his own main leech, having to move the own main leech towards the area. That's why we saw that QingH that he blinked towards the survivor, so that it creates some space for the survivors to decode that check cipher. So I really love the gameplay coming from Omni survivors. Very detailed, even in dire situations like this. And this shows the experience coming from Omni survivors. Now Aqua really fighting for his life here. The blink will be up in about now.
Oh my God! Beautiful. Without hesitation, that blink's gonna down Aqua right there. And QingH has got to realize, right? One is the only one without exit path. So as long as he downs one, that's it. He can just bleed both of them out. And this might be a 4K for QingH. A 4K against Omni.
Yeah, and we also saw that Juan really missed out when it comes to rescuing the novelist. He was so close to the chair. His hands was almost touching and got sent back to the manor. So unfortunate for Omni. And looking at this QingH, it seems to be that it's almost set in stone. If Graphica could potentially get into the shovel and escape through the dungeon somehow, somewhat, maybe that could be the hope for Omni as of now. But QingH really covering all corners here, and does have to deny this at that gate area.
Beautiful. And you can see this balloon into a hit, into a down situation, and that is going to buy time for QingH to find where Juan is, leech him, and hopefully get him down as soon as possible. Juan still has a little bit of borrowed left in him, and this pallet's gonna help him a little bit to gain distance. But now Aqua is still going to be in balloon state. Doesn't really matter. Juan is just gonna rinse and repeat, just do the same thing. He has a blink to work with, and that's it. Juan is gonna go down, and with both survivors down, all you have to do is hit Aqua one more time, balloon again, and probably chair Juan, and that's gonna seal the deal. There you go.
Yeah, and that helps him.
Goatman, yeah. Yeah, probably. But if they play the same line...
Or is KON gonna surprise us with something even better?
That's gonna stop Cypher recording.
312 on the Magician and 312. Alright.
Alright.
So hitting straight. What a psychologist, in fact. So he is really gonna be hot-headed about this. We don't have a lot of resentment at the start. It's gonna be slightly hard, I feel. And now against Loki, Hunter transition to Survivor. Missing that first swing.
Oh, but not gonna miss that second one. I mean, Loki still has 2 more chances before going down, right? So Pitstoper doing a pretty good job so far. That cage matters. But now this cage, has to be really careful. Loki trying to hide a little bit, but that doesn't really matter against the Goatman. Oh, this area is actually pretty good to kite against. Yep. Oh, but no, Loki's gonna get hit the second time. And this is even faster than when QingH down the psychologist the previous game, Jojo.
Oh no, and Pitstoppers. Oh, this cage is a little bit too uncomfortable for Pitstoppers. You might be able to kite out this one. Loki unable to, unfortunately. And now we'll be seeing the down in a minute into the game. Cypher's not too much, and this is just really unfortunate. Loki being the first chase here. It seems to be that from KON survivors, they are not expecting this first kite because psychologist brought in a 3-6.
3-6, yeah, that's very unfortunate, and he's gonna be chaired right next to a teammate Cypher. So, my goodness, this is going to take a little bit of time, and the aggressive abnormal's gonna make that even slower. I don't know, Chocho. I feel like Goatman has a foothold in this early game, but the forward gonna get hit, gonna make that rescue, and knowing that he has no excitement, probably will commit. I don't know. We'll see.
And just waiting patiently, not able to get the hit onto the forward. Now forward will be able to do this endless stuns onto Pitstoppers here. Travis really trying to buy as much time as possible with the second stun, but unfortunately it did not stun against the obstacle. Loki running straight into the Hunter with this cage placement.
Yeah, but he's gonna get that double down. Oh my goodness. This is why you gotta fear. You gotta fear Pitstopper. Look at this. 4 Cyphers remaining. 2 of them already down. Right? Loki's down for the second count. Forward's already down. So Cyphers are gonna be really, really slow.
Yeah, it's pretty slow, but Meteorologist able to give the rainfall heal, but Pitstopper is really up in the next level there. You get that hit immediately onto Travis, so really preventing anything from happening here. Now Chef Chenko able to get that free rescue. So this is really Loki's final chance of kiting this out here. Can he do it? And the back lead failing, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, all he has to do... Oh my god! Loki. Yeah, now Pitstopper doesn't even need a cage. He just needs to free hit. That's it. Oh, and he's gonna get Terror Shock right there. And then Ford has a little bit of football left. Let's see if he wants to commit to trying to do a stun rescue. But no, I don't think he's gonna risk it, right? They gotta play for the end game. Remember, guys, KON, they just need 1 survivor to escape. So maybe they do not want to risk it anymore. But Chocho, I don't know what to say about the situation because only 2 Cyphers have been done and they have a forward that decodes really slowly.
This is really a very, very less optimal situation for the Cypher side. Now a free hit regardless, even though you use Defy Will to use the ball. Cyphers are just not pushing as fast as we liked it to be. This is, I believe, the over support that we are seeing here, and actually, you know what? Unsuccessful support. And now Travis will be seeing the down here with 4 minutes into the game almost, but Cyphers, still 3 Cyphers remaining.
Yeah, I can foresee that this might actually be a 4K. Only time will tell at the very end game. Now we're already approaching the mid game, right? So again, cheering at this Cypher. They should really be doing another Cypher because that abnormal is going to ruin their hope.
Oh.
Goodbye, 4th Cypher. they really should be chairing another place. Decode another cipher, honestly.
Yeah, and Meteorologist will be giving the first hit. A free rescue will happen here. Magician still decoding the fourth cipher. Chef can call. Oh no! Removing the attack recovery as well with that guild win ability. And Travis still trying to cut it out here with little ball left. And Pitstoper with this cage here. He's unable to do a double cage because of the resentment. But Travis, pretty fast reaction.
Yeah, he broke that cage, I believe. And then getting that split, that chip damage. But, oh my god, the bait! And, my god, forward is going to be going down thanks to that chip damage, right? He doesn't really need to hit in the cage. And now forward's going to go down for another time. And the ciphers are looking really, really sad. It's 84%, especially that 21% one, right? Because that's been kicked twice. That's been abnormal twice. Shevchenko is probably not going to be chaired. Rum has plenty of magic sticks left, right? So the idea here is to just let Meteorologist bleed to death and then go for the dungeon. You can definitely do that.
Yeah, that could definitely be the game plan here. We just have to wait and see, because even if in a very worst situation that we've seen from tournament matches like this, sometimes they're able to get that one escape, which is very, very crucial, which helps actually team KON to secure BO1 win if they're able to get one escape. But if not, if Omni's Pitstoper is able to get a 4K here, this just means that we will be seeing a BO3 where all those buffs, non-meta hunters will be seen, which I'm super excited about. Rob,
yeah, we can. No, he didn't see. Wait. Oh, he did. He saw the illusion. So Rum is gonna be that person running right here, and the flywheel is gonna be utilized. I think that hit, but it's only a chip damage, so Rum can definitely still try and play a little bit more. Shevchenko, however, is going to try and waste a little bit more time, saying, okay, it's fine. Let me just wait a little bit more. Let me just bleed a little bit more so that it gives Rum the opportunity. But we've seen this happen in the first matchup of the day, right? So right here, Rum still breaking ankles. Unfortunately, not for too long. That's going to be a hit onto Rum. Going down, it's going to be carried a little bit closer to where Shevchenko is. As a matter of fact, he's probably going to do the same thing. He's probably just going to slug until both of them are in close proximity. Chair the other person, and then chair the second person.
Yep, and...
Oh, he's just going to chair. What?
Oh... Pitstoper playing this a little bit riskily, I would say. Because Magician, if he expires here, Meteorologist can crawl. We are seeing that on the bottom left of our screens, and has a flywheel to work with. So Pitstoper is it's gonna be the right play for him, and he's going the wrong direction. Did he forget where he plays the Meteorologist?
I think he did. It's either that or Shevchenko has already rotated to another position, transitioned away, right? But look at Shevchenko, that sneaky Meteorologist going slowly but surely towards where the oh my god, is he just gonna wait here? That's gonna be he's probably gonna wait here, but it doesn't matter, right? He has a flywheel. Meteorologist has a flywheel, has a push, so if Shevchenko can pull this off, he's gonna be so goated, man. This is gonna be the play of the century for KON, for NAEU.
I'm not too sure about the push coming in because he's used up his Storm Glass already, but the flywheel is still available, and resentment is at max stacks, 120 out of 120. So if he wants to double cage this and prevent one, it could be possible. Now Shevchenko must stand up now, if not he's just gonna bleed to death, and that stand happens here. Cage being expanded here, preventing you from coming in. Pitstoper still unable to see where the Meteorologist is. Oh yeah, he finally sees him.
Oh my god, he's gonna go down. Unfortunately, that did not work to provide that support, and because of that, just look at the ciphers itself, Chud. As you can see, this is the map that they want to go for right now. Before.
So this is a pick that...
And I feel like, I don't know. Just
come by. Aqua, this will be his best chance to transition to the fake gate area.
Alright, Lays has summoned the coffin. Very, very fast indeed. Aqua's already trying to break that line of sight. And as expected, QingH will be chasing after the coordinator, pursuing him after blocking off the window. So, coordinator right here, Aqua, is probably thinking, oh no, window gone. I can't vault, I can use the speed. So I guess I'm gonna have to play around this area a little bit. But the tombstone area is gonna be... Whoa! The instant shot into the face. And Aqua's like, tram is here, wait for me. I'm gonna take that tram. Is he gonna take that tram?
He's
No,
not
he's not
gonna
gonna take... Well, I guess
maybe he
that makes
doesn't want to
sense.
interrupt. Maybe he doesn't want to interrupt his teammates' effort at the fake gate, which would make sense. Aqua, but if he doesn't do that, the basement is right here, so it kind of gives that opportunity for QingH to chair there. Now Aqua is still able to kite things out and able to get that pallet slam alongside with the 100% wax.
Yeah, that's good, but fortunately he's at the wrong side of the pallet, so right now Aqua still fighting to keep himself alive. Wow, a swing and a miss. Aqua is kiting really, really well here. Even Lace has already had the coffin up here, so if Aqua gets hit here, I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe the coffin could be used in a later round, but Aqua doing pretty good job here. But if he dies here, the basement is closed, like what you mentioned. So QingH finally getting Aqua down. And let's see if QingH will actually commit to the basement. Oh no, he's not. Why? Too far away?
Yeah, maybe he has tree struggle. He's afraid that could happen and it's gonna prolong that kite even further. Now we do see on the bottom left that Mercenary is coming in for the rescue, is coming in from the outskirts because the window has been blocked by the wax. So Acrobat and Embalmer Fast Decode is really pushing all those ciphers.
Wow, that's very close though. Okay, now he has to keep it at like 100%, close to 100%. Maybe go after the wax, go after the Mercenary first. No, but the Mercenary is going to use that pad. He knows exactly what's up. Aqua right here, right now, is going to have that coffin onto him. So even if Aqua goes down here, Lace is ready to teleport Aqua to the safety embrace of the coffin. So the basement is going to be a non-factor here. Is he gonna use it straight away? No, he's not gonna. He's gonna buy a little bit more time. But QingH right here. Wow, the coffin is so far away, Cho. Probably needs to chair a little bit closer before using the warp.
Seems like he's just gonna chair and use his warp here to just gain that distance. To close that distance. Now, Coordinator is in such a great place, but she doesn't have any items to work with, so that's the concern here. And we're looking at the ciphers. If Aqua is able to kite it out or somebody comes and body blocks, it could potentially be seeing a 4-man detention period.
Yeah, and you can see Omni right now. They are finally playing like Omni, right? Look at that kite by Aqua, and no one's down for the count yet. Like, it's only the first chair. Aqua, obviously, after going down here, that's going to be the last of him, right? Because of the coffin factor. But right now, look at this going on. Aqua, 60%, but Fluff going to try and probably use the red bomb. Red bomb.
No, he's holding on to the black bomb.
Block! Oh my god! Magical hitbox. That's exactly what happened. Magical hitbox. Yeah, so I guess Fluff is like, yeah, you can touch me, and he really wasn't getting hit. But here, Chocho, 2 ciphers remaining. Sorry, not 2 ciphers. 2 ciphers with a lot of progress to choose from.
Yeah, and now we are seeing Lays will be that next target here, and Juan is pushing that graveyard cipher that is 80%. And now with that block, it's gonna interrupt the. It's not blocked. It is not blocked.
Oh my god, it's 90%. Oh my god. Does QingH not know it's not blocked? Because they're just gonna pop it. I feel like they're just gonna pop it.
Yeah, and Fluff is ready at the gate as well.
Oh, pop it! Nice. Okay, great. And Balmer, mind you, Lace does not have a coffin ready for him anymore. So basically, this is what he has to do. He has to kite for the entire duration of the gate being open. Even Juan is already making a rotation towards where the gate is. But now Lace still kiting, still doing good. And that hit, a swing, is going to bring down Lace. But does it really matter? Wrong gate. Oh my goodness. And that's it. Omni. They are going to get that 2-man escape.
Yeah, 2-man escape against QingH Wax Artist, by the way. So things are looking pretty good, coordinated with that very successful kite from itself is really a statement putting out by Omni survivors that they have what it takes.
Really surprising.
Blue has been nerfed and you can instantly, once you put your shit into our spawn, now like to be unshoot.
Yeah, them have borrowed time except for the embalmer.
Right, let's see if Pitstoper is going to be having a little taste of his own medicine with the exact same team comp coming from KON survivors. Let's see if the execution would be as good as we saw from Omni survivors now. Chef Chenko will be getting the first chase here as the embalmer and the double surprise already used.
Yeah, and getting that 2 marks as well. The black and the white mark onto Chef Chenko, which is still pretty good for Pitstoppers. All he has to do is get 1 red mark onto Shevchenko, and that's gonna be the first damage deal. Why are you running in this area? Oh my god, that first hit damage already registering, and now Shevchenko with the red-white bomb. Let's see if that's gonna be an important factor, right? Because he won't be silenced.
Whoa. All right, able to miss. Alright, the white one, and he will finally be down here at the corner area, but the coffin is so nearby. It's too close, and this is a very fast down compared to Aqua's kite from before you. From Omni side. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. He's still gonna use the coffin though, Chocho. He's still gonna use the coffin though, even though it's really close. Yeah. So I guess the fact is maybe they just want to not waste time traversing across the map. Simply because, yeah. Oh, it's gone down. That's the second time he's gone down, and unfortunately, Shevchenko. And it's not even 2 minutes, Chocho. Wow.
It's not even 2 minutes, but ciphers are looking very good. We have 3 ciphers almost done here. And Loki is potentially coming in for this rescue. He does have an elbow pad and a tight turner, so we shouldn't be seeing a denied rescue here for KON. It should buy out a little bit more time for them. But it seems to be that Loki might want to be... Oh, no, we do see him standing up now. Elbow padding towards the chair. Able to get the first red bomb, white bomb, and a free rescue.
Just a black bomb is gonna injure a Loki right there, and after injuring Pitstopper's like, yeah, let's just. Oh wait, did he just? Oh okay. The second one registered. The first one didn't, right? So Pitstopper is going to put a stop to Shevchenko, eliminate him, and then slowly go from there. Because right now the ciphers are finally coming back online, Chocho. They are finally moving.
And this is looking optimal for the survivors to potentially go for a 3-man detention period. Let's see how Pitstoper is going to snowball here because his ability of warp is still available. If he doesn't have a trump card to work with, so Pitstoper, let's see, he's going to be using his double surprise to point out where the next nearest survivor is. And able to find that survivor, and Loki is the one that is trying to give that to Nidus as well.
Yeah, smart move. But he's not gonna waste time here. Pitstopper gonna go for square. Rames, he's actually gonna force that cipher.
He wants to pop.
Can he force it?
He is unable to. Another black bomb, and he will be down here. Almost an instant down situation. He does have a flywheel and bombs to work with, so it's quite curious to see why he decided not to expand those items.
I don't know. Probably saving it for next time. Next time, yeah. But you know what's so scary about this, Chocho? Both ciphers, look at them. It's almost primed. They just have to pop this cipher by force. And
they forced it, you're right. And now we have a 3-man endgame, you know, as we've liked to see it. Now a flywheel, able to get into safety. Now the bomb hit is still not registering, unfortunately, but finally with that detention black bomb, we are seeing that. But none of the kids are being pushed just yet now. So how do you think the survivors could play this endgame out?
They can definitely try and rotate around Pitstoppers. Maybe one person go and give the Nidus in the middle of the map.
This is risky.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, why? Why? Jinja!
为什么？
为什么？为什么呀? Honestly, Travis didn't have to fire there. He did not have to fire there. He could have just waited a little bit further because all they need is a draw, right? So I'm not sure why. That could have been a draw. Loki cannot come and rescue now.
Yeah, he's just gonna go for the escape, which helps secure at least. I also wanted to point out that although Embalmer did not have a great start, we will be seeing Omni potentially reaching into top 4. So
Multitude in the multiverse. But yeah, I mean, I agree with that. It didn't really work out in the previous game. I was watching the previous game. It didn't really work. Even the elevation as well. But they wouldn't know it's gonna be a
do or die matchup. Let's see how QingH is going to be performing here, going against this experienced team of members here. Omni survivors. Now Fluff able to tiptoe slowly but surely to an area right behind the butt, where right now is being spotted out here by QingH here, and does have a flywheel to work with in about 25 seconds. So let's see how is he going to be playing this out here.
You're not going to be able to catch an antiquarian here, not with these two areas here, right? Unless... Wow, look at that. Oh, wait, what? Did he try to just beat... he just tried to beat the anticore, the breaking wheel right there. Oh, and a miss hook. That's gonna cost him a little bit. And another hook. Wait a minute, that's gonna hit this. Oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna work this time. The skill has already been unlocked, so that extended spike is gonna be into factor, and the snap as well. But remember though, antiquarian can flywheel the snap, so it's gotta watch out for that.
Yep, and able to flywheel now. So this kind of creates him in a situation where he will be unable to get the spike for a while, but right now it should be able to. Fluff will be able to blink hit. Grrr. Are able to get a basic hit, a blink hit. Alright, so Fluff will be able to see the down here. Now looking at how Cypher's now is looking pretty good, 2.5 in fact. And we have our tech turners all in the field. And first officer with the stay put coming on the bottom left.
Yeah, I mean it's a very fast Cypher, right? Almost a 3 Cypher kite right there. And that's thanks to the fact that Antiquarian, well, it is a pretty good terrain. But now Juan's gonna get hit. Only 1 sliver of health. Fluff just a little bit more. Maybe using the trap to just slow him down a little bit. No, the disarm is not gonna happen. Oh wait, I slowed him down enough.
Alright, so able to kite it out. This is looking pretty good for Fluff as of now, able to get that expanded spike hit onto him and the negating the second skill as well. But he was unable to disarm him, unfortunately, for 2 times in a row, and that completely expanded his entire antiquarian flute.
Yeah, I mean now they cannot, and that's the thing too, right? If they sell him here, they cannot sell him because if no one's here, if there's no Tanidas here, then he's gonna leave and find the next target. That's gonna be super annoying. Oh, Lei is going down right now. Let's see what's gonna happen here. The extended spike trying to catch Lei's off guard, but the fire investigator, he actually dodged it. Wow. Okay. The trap slowing down a little bit more. Maybe put another trap and then slow. Farm him off. Oh my god, QingH a little bit slower there.
Crazy hitbox.
Right?
Crazy hitbox that is not hitting. But Fluff able to not get slowed down there. Now Lei's able to potentially come and body block for Fluff. Successfully does so. Now look at the Cyphers, they are all being pushed except for the 83% one. So
blocking him as well. A little bit, right? Oh, this is such a good area to kite.
Yes.
To kite the breaking wheel as well. My god. My god. Okay.
And you really force him to get into human form before you drop down, which is the correct play, right? And now Fluff will jump down first. Will slide down first, unfortunately. But
they're going back up again.
Great support coming from Lei's.
Smart, but he's just gonna keep doing the same thing, and all this time that you're buying, right? Oh my god! A double orange. That's what it is. But right now, Fluff is gonna go down, unfortunately, and no one's doing the Cypher. If the last Cypher Oh my god.
Almost. They were almost there.
Yeah, it's very close. It's very close. But at least now Aqua can force. Wait a minute. No, the Cypher's going to be popped, unfortunately. That play, I'm not sure if that really paid off. But right now, he's going to go back for Lace. Maybe Chair. And then go with another one. I mean, a 3K is better. A 3K is better than just a draw, right? So maybe this is what he can do. Like both gates are going to be open at the same time, so he could definitely go and catch up with another person if he wants to.
I feel like the best play for Aqua here right now would be to get close to the roller coaster. If QingH becomes human form, ride it. But if he doesn't, then just stay there and see how they're gonna play this out. As long as one of the gates is open, that at least secures that one escape.
Yeah, he missed. Very unfortunate. But he knows there's no detention, right? So he can definitely go for it if he wants to. But you gotta get more. He's gotta get more value out of this, right? And that's gonna do it.
Yep, that's actually gonna do it. This is gonna be potentially a tie game. Aqua still in the vicinity. QingH trying to go for more, but he has to, right? If not, it really puts his survivors in a very disadvantageous position. Now Aqua still able to using his last wand there, bit of a mind game with QingH.
Yeah. He's gonna go back. He's gonna go back. He knows. He knows that this front gate is not open. So he knows that another person might be coming to try and heal, and this is his opening. So right now, Lace has already stepped up, but he's already on the roller coaster side. Yeah. Oh my god. Omni playing this to perfection, and now QingH, you gotta wonder what can he do in this situation. If he goes for Lace now, then that's gonna be a confirmed two-man escape as well. So Lace coming up. The back gate's already open too, so that's going to be a huge deal as well. Lace just forcing a little bit. Okay.
He's heading towards the dungeon. Both gates are being opened, but the trap. Accurate placement coming from QingH, and that guarantees a coordinator solo kiting for 130 seconds. Now we have Fluff with 100, and I would say as a fight investigator, his support itself helped extended the
KON cannot afford to sell.
Usually be the first chase here.
Could be. Maybe this is... But looking at the traits that they have itself too.
Right, so we might be seeing potentially an overtime if KON survivors get a 3 escape. So let's see if KON is able to prolong this series and come in with that comeback that we've been expecting now. Pitstoper's heading straight for the double story area. Rum, the prospector, has been making his rotations around, and Pitstoppers do spot him out with this blood trace behind him.
Yeah, has to be really careful though, because it's really hard chasing after a prospector. If a prospector feels like you're closing distance against him, he can just put a magnet on the ground. See, that's what he's doing. Put a magnet on the ground, you get closer, he can just push you away or propel you away or attract you up the stairs. But in this case, it's probably going to be a pull. And that's going to buy time for Rum to go through the window safely, vault out with the speed, maybe go back. Oh, another magnet being used, and that's probably going to be it. The push happening. Run towards where the...
Wow.
Crazy,
nice. Crazy support coming in. Oh, and a flywheel expanded too, but now he doesn't have anything else to work with, so this is going to be raw kiting coming from Rum. As of now, 0 bomb hits, but a basic hit reaches through the pellet.
Oh no, I cannot go up. Oh, and that's it. The warp gate is going to close that distance that he was hoping for. Rum's going to take that 1 free chip damage. It's fine. Oh, missing that remote bomb. But now, 1 more bomb to solidify it. Rum's going to go down with a basic hit. But look at how long Rum has been kiting, Chocho. 3 ciphers.
Full ciphers. Exactly. Posh, can I just say, people with this skin on Prospector, I feel like they naturally just kite very well. I mean, I could be wrong, but I saw Rum, the way he really dodges those bombs, he played it really safely. When it's time to place those magnets, when you're mentioning it, he plays it down. At the right time, right place.
Oh, wait, Shevchenko is going to be a really risky rescue. He's going to get it nonetheless. And without getting harmed. So that's something very important to note. Meteorologist is still at full health. That's good. And now, starting that 4th and 5th cipher, probably gonna rotate soon. Loki's probably gonna come in for that second rescue. And if they play this correctly, they might even be able to get that 3-man escape at least.
At least, and maybe if they really play this well, maybe if the meteorologists come in with the Gale Wind ability, it could help them push for that 4 escape that they really need here. But as of now, it looks to me that a BO3 overtime is highly possible, guys. So hopes are still up there for KON survivors. Can they make this rescue? Gravekeeper is coming in with the shovel on the bottom left. We see him slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely, but he has to remember this is a very risky rescue, right?
Bomb failed.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's a bomb failed!
No! Oh my god! And this might be the opening that Pitstoper was looking for. He's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I just need a draw, and that's exactly what he's aiming for. And now, Chef, the meteorologist needs to finish that cipher, Shevchenko, and go for the rescue. But right now, it's only at 92%. So go for the rescue, and probably Travis will help. But that Gale Wind is going to push Pitstoppers away a little bit more. The bombs are really rampaging here. Not enough bombs to work with. But honestly, he just needs to get Loki one more time. And that bomb's going to solidify it. Okay, all right.
I would say Travis should be the one coming in, whereas Chef should be heading out to that 92% cipher, which is very far away. So Gravekeeper now, he will be chat here at behind double story area. As of now, things are looking pretty interesting because Chef actually made the long way towards his last cipher.
Yeah, Travis trying to maybe get some. Oh, the chip damage happening already.
This is not good. Flywheel.
Flywheel, but doesn't really matter because
97,
one more bomb.
99.
Oh my god! The perfect rescue, and not to mention, I think they should just pop right here, right now. Yeah, they should just pop, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. I think they heard me. I don't know, but
Travis, look at him. He's almost gonna have the bird already. He's almost there. Can he make it? This bird support coming through. Just vault. Yes.
Just vault.
The gate.
The dungeon's
being
here
opened
as well.
Dungeon.
Oh my god.
Come on, Travis. A little bit more. A little bit more.
You can do it. But it looks like he's not even gonna go. He's gonna run towards where the gate is.
Meteorologist with the push.
Oh my god. That was so close. But now maybe going for another one. He's like, yeah, maybe not. Oh wait, that push was really good. But I think he needs to chase out the players first, right? Because yeah, as long as everyone's half health, that would be good. There's detention also, so this is hard. But Travis is gonna go down. That's the second person down, Jojo. So Pitstopper bringing him so far away. But careful though, because the dungeon is really close here.
The Gravekeeper has tight turner.
Yeah, that's really scary. He needs to far camp. If Loki, this is the one chance that you have to bring your team to overtime, right? Because right now, you're the only one on tight turner. You're the hero that KON needs. And I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you gotta do it.
Yeah, we can't settle for less here because we will lose. Now, Loki unable to get the rescue. Unfortunately, gets Terror Show denied rescue. Travis will be sent back to the manor alongside with Loki, accompanying him with Chef, flywheeling out of the gate. And this means that Omni wins the series and will enter the top 4 successfully. Congratulations to Team Omni.
Congratulations. But KON did a really good job as well. Obviously, in that situation, it was very hard to rescue against a detention bottom. Loki's still adjusting from. I can't wait till we get to see the Archer.
Pitstoppers and a very well deserved MVP also.
So we'll just have to find out, but I just want to give shout out to the people in the chat that have been joining.
Now also KON, but when it comes down to the execution, that's where it matters.
We are going to see Moonlit River Park once again, but they're not as strong because this team did just get a really good first half. I've seen people use Wu Chang in the sense that teleport Wu on round 1. You can check that off your IVT 2025 bingo.
Alright, heading straight for the Embalmer at the start. So he will be making full use of the coaster here. No terror shocks will be registered. So a very first hit will be imminent, unavoidable here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But let's see where he rotates.
Yeah, it seems like the first hit was very imminent there. It just seems like he's gonna get a quick down. So interesting route that the Embalmer took. I think he just wants to create that separation, but not the best start. That was actually under 30 seconds, and YinD's just going to take the Embalmer closer to his coffin.
Wow, so this is not the best on the bone start coming from 81, but now we'll be seeing the coffin being utilized here, so this will help these survivors push those ciphers, but at the same time, the hit will still register and the down unavoidable at all. So this Embalmer really gotta kite it out, able to flywheel through, but no pallet stuns registered, and the hit just onto that mini tide turner. Blink still available on India's side, and this Chang really coming to show us why he's picked here in BO1.
Yeah, that's quite interesting how the Embalmer unfortunately did feed the presence to the Wu Chang. Now we're gonna go for the Soul Siphon just to close the distance. I Eat Food has to be careful in making the approach here. He's gonna see the scratch marks on the floor, and now we're at full presence. I Eat Food unfortunately still on that cooldown. He could definitely switch on over to the Blackguard here with the bell just to stop. Oh, gets that hit early on, and now the rescue did happen.
Yeah, and a double down situation coming from Indy's side, able to know when is it the right time to go and be greedy. Now he has full view of where this Embalmer is gonna be at, so probably not too pressured to get that. Still has a blink to work with, is really urgent, but the Fen, his umbrella, will be ready in about 3 seconds.
Yep, and now we do see Infamous gonna try to give some OBN support as the Professor. But yeah, he's just going to put his umbrella here just so that he will actually create that separation between these two survivors. But nice bell just to get the stun, and ultimately he can go for that rocket chair. There is no one that's going to actually come in for a harass, but potentially Infamous might go for a next save. But unfortunately, Chocho, they only brought one tide turner, so this rescue attempt is going to be a little tough, and Cypher progress isn't looking too healthy as we head towards the mid game.
Yep, so Embalmer will be flying back to the manor with Infamous will be getting this, so he will still get the hit. Oh, flywheels, but it doesn't really help with anything here. So Infamous unable to use the skill as well. This is gonna be potentially a very quick down.
Could be. I mean, that Soul Siphon is really good. Just stops them from vaulting and dropping down pallets, forcing out the flywheel as well. Good response for YinD, playing it very conservatively, forcing out possibly some activity here, but he still has not used this trait just yet. I like this. He's actually going to go for more map pressure, just adding injuries on the board. And now the blink, that could have been a terror shock, but it's still all good because injuries are stacking up. Nice movement from I Eat Food to avoid the bell. But now he's on that shovel form, and he's going to try to force out a hit. This is going to allow Just Better to kind of go for a Wi-Fi heal, but they are prioritizing ciphers for now.
As they should be right now. I Eat Food able to kite it out, doesn't have any items to work with, and Psychologist will be using the Wi-Fi heal on the Professor. And wow, missing that hit once again. I Eat Food really breaking all ankles, trying to buy time for his teammates to decode those ciphers.
Yeah, and look at that, just dropping so much pallets, forcing YinD in this situation, but the bell is finally going to hit, and the down is going to happen onto the Gravekeeper. So now YinD is going to try to force his attention on over to this God-kiting area to get the Soul Siphon. Nice. Forcing out the flywheel, and through the pallet we go in the white guard form. So good job from Just Better to stay alive in this scramble.
The white form doesn't seem to be very strong as compared to the black form. Or we could see that the attack speed coming from the white form is just way too slow, whereas the black form is a lot faster. So we're seeing Indy will just be letting the Psychologist off the hook as of now. Gravekeeper will be on the chair. Just Better. Let's see if he can make it for this rescue. Will he make it though? There is the... He won't make
bell.
it.
Oh, nice, forcing out the bell, but he is so far from actually getting towards that rocket chair. So a double down, a stuffed rescue, and unfortunately, Infamous has to be the one to get this rescue going, but this just puts the Cyphers in a complete standstill, Chocho, and now Infamous already on the Hunter's radar. Psychologist will have to go for the heal here, and now Infamous closes in.
Infamous are able to get out of the area, but the soul siphoning will still be registered onto him. The situation very, very difficult.
Oh, he's unable to get the rescue, and now it seems like they're gonna have to switch side. Just better, unfortunately, gets the exit path used up, but now the soul siphon is gonna be done. He's gonna farm off a hit onto the gravekeeper, and now he's just gonna focus shop here because the psychologist, no more exit path. He just has to focus on the win condition right now and just go for that professor.
Yep, Infamous. Let's see, this blink hit is gonna be crucial, but this is the white form. He can easily. Does he not know that he's on course?
Oh, forcing out. Okay, going back and forth. He's just waiting. Like you said, the white form, the hits are more predictable. So maybe he's just waiting for the cooldown to happen onto the black guard to see. There, he's just going to put the umbrella, force him out of this spot, and he's just going to go for a hit down. Oh, going for the block there onto the professor.
Yep, able to make use of this window to remove away from the soul siphon, but the terror shock hit will still register, and this helps Indy with this close-up shot and securing that 4 kill that he needs. Yeah, 5-0 right from the get-go. A great start for Team FNE.
Definitely, and considering that we were not expecting a Wu Chang, a very aggressive Wu Chang to start things out, it definitely played into their favor. I think 2 things, you know what, the element of surprise, and also
from the embalm, I feel like there was some maybe errors when it comes to
I'm glad that we didn't put a tank and kind of kite a single hit hunter and night
in 3 flywheels, a full kiting build on the perfumer.
Not wasting any time, GhostlyLuck has to make this nightmare work and get a 4K just for them to potentially stay alive come round number 2 and tie things up. And we're already on our first chase here at the last stop. Once he gets the dashes going, it could be quite scary. So we still try to set up a crow here as Shu is going to try and buy as much time as possible. This is the magician though, so you got to watch out for those magic wands while someone's actually here taking the Cypher. And ow, early hit to start it out for Nightmare.
Oh my goodness, doing a relatively good job from the get-go. GhostlyLuck.
Wow!
Very lucky, able to get that second hit that early into the match. Now, not even 60 seconds into the match, and we are seeing the magician's first chair and Cyphers not push that fast. But this is the fastest he can go considering the time.
True, and oh wow, all right, PMNK not gonna waste any time. He's gonna be hunting for PMNK, but you can kind of go for that cell because you just need a 1 person out. But the fact that the kite happened here is not the best start, but we're going to see the airplane is kind of rocket dashes way and gets the rescue. Unfortunately, Magician is going to have to take this next kite, and he only has a flywheel to work with, Chocho.
I mean, a 1 as well, but let's see how far he can go with this limited items at hand. Shu able to break that line of sight as of now. We'll be able to jump towards him.
Okay, gives him the bird, and now he's gonna try to cut corners, but no, unable to take the turn. It is not, this is the second down of this magician. Gravekeeper can go for that rescue, but the fact that the Cypher is still here makes things so much more dangerous. Wanted order is on that perfumer, while Gravekeeper is going to try and go for a backdoor rescue. Warp is still online, but GhostlyLuck needs to make sure that he has his first survivor down and out before he focuses on another survivor.
Yeah, Luck is definitely on his side. As we see Wolf coming in for the rescue, let's see if he could be potentially denied of this. GhostlyLuck waiting patiently, able to get that basic hit. Luckily, it wasn't a terror shock.
Okay, Shu has to be very careful, has a flywheel, has a magic wand to work with, but it seems like wants to go for a double down. Gonna spend the warp to try and go for the Gravekeeper. So could be changing up the attention here, and now gonna focus on all his attention on this Gravekeeper. Shu able to actually go for the teleport here, and now the magic wand to just buy attention, but he can just go focus his attention on trying to down this magician. Wow.
Oh no. Great play coming from GhostlyLuck. This is just a specialty pick at this point in time. We can see how skilled he is, the fast down, the way he was very patient to not preemptively jump, because he does know that the magician has his wand and he can't go through it if he jumps like that. So now GhostlyLuck able to throw that crow over, but the teleport will only be up in about 15 seconds.
And we're already at the last cipher, so survivors are kind of well, they're doing their thing. They're surviving as much as they can, because you just need one survivor out of the gate for them to be able to claim victory in round one. But as you called out, I think it's more of like the authority that he just walks through the pallets and goes for those hits. The magician's wands were rendered ineffective with how GhostlyLuck was able to down the magician early on. Survivors kind of have to prioritize healing here, but unfortunately Aeroplanist might have to use some of his jetpacks to kind of stay alive and drag this hunter away from that cipher that is moving. He's going to throw another crow just to get some map pressure, but it seems like that cipher is going to be, they're going to open up a backup cipher just in case.
As they should here. That's the safest play they can go for. Now what they need to do is not get 4K, which honestly might sound easy, but at this point in time, with the pressure, the map pressure that GhostlyLuck is giving to the ciphers, it is relatively difficult. They are opening up all three ciphers, but all three are very, very near to each other, very close proximity.
They are. And that's the thing, the Nightmare can shine, just throwing crows towards the ciphers, and now it's Waishin that has to be able to survive for as long as he can. And the Perfumer, this is where she can potentially shine. While this is happening, they are healing up, so they are preparing themselves for the long game, and unfortunately unable to get those double dashes. So Perfumer doing a great job so far, not forcing the Perfume. Oh. Wow, Insta-Perfume. Okay.
Great discipline coming from Action there. Now Perfume will be up in about right now, so he doesn't have a flywheel to work with if the Perfume is not ready, so able to preemptively use the Perfume first to get that distance. Now in this very safe area, let's see how long he can kite. Now they're splitting into two different ciphers to go.
Okay, one more pallet to work with, but able to actually get the hit, pallet drop, and gets the pallet drop as well. Last cipher is moving along at 80%. It seems like GhostlyLuck realizes that. He's going to warp a little too extended though. Aeroplanist does have a jetpack to work with, and this allows the other ciphers to move on. So FNE doing a great job, really splitting the attention away from GhostlyLuck and split pushing some ciphers here.
Ooh. Right, able to register the first hit onto the Aeroplanist, and as much as possible, let's just decode. Let's no need. They are making runs for different ciphers right now, so I'm not too sure whether that is the best play here, as we see Aeroplanist down on the ground.
So actually, the switch onto the Aeroplanist kind of works out for the survivors, because Perfumer does not have any borrowed time. So now we're gonna see a switch up here from the crows. This is actually a really good target for GhostlyLuck to try and trap in here. Action needs to be able to survive, does have a magic wand to work with, uses the magic wand, unfortunately unable to block him from this path, just able to get a dash. Go for it. Oh, goes down, and no, not going for the pop just yet.
Just go for it. You guys just need a one escape. That is it.
True.
Why aren't you popping?
You gotta trust, Chocho. We gotta trust. We've seen this before. Gravekeeper is gonna try to pressure the rescue. There is gonna be a crow able to get the early hit. Now the rescue. Able to get the rescue, but now the Gravekeeper needs the body block here, because once there's no borrowed time at this point on the Perfumer side. Nice flywheel, but the down does happen. They go for that pop. GhostlyLuck has his trade up already and can go for that warp, but like you pointed out, just needs that one-man escape.
Yeah, they just need that one escape now. Action will be on the chair for the second time PM, and K is at the front gate. Whereas Wolf will be here giving the tinnitus. They understand their winning condition. A one escape is all they need, and that's exactly how they're playing it out, which I love it. I love it. But do I love this? No.
Oh my goodness, but this does allow the perfumer to get rescued here. So good job throwing the bird, so that the crow, so that he's able to stop the exit gate from opening at 74%. He still has warp to teleport back to, but I like how they're splitting their attention here as Wolf tries to go for the backdoor rescue of the aeroplanist. Now a warp is gonna get used. I'm not sure if the gate's gonna get opened in time. It's already at 50%. He's really gonna force the gate. Action. It's about to be 80%.
Can he make it? Can he jump? Can he jump? Can he go?
Oh! Jump! But not in the nick of time. And now he's gonna throw a bird just for him to be able to get his presence on the other side. They just need one. But GhostlyLuck not allowing it. Uh-oh. So that's going to get an elimination. It's about to be a tie. And now, oh, the teleport! Gravekeeper on the shovel form. And now the escort.
Can they make it?
Oh, able to get the...
Yeah. And honestly,
we're heading to round number 2, Chocho.
Yeah, and we've also an enchantress and forward and every other...
Hopefully, 81 will be able to... it seems like Killerboss wants to chase either Just Better or Eve as he spawns. Killerboss already in the IVT arena here. He's going to try and go for Just Better. Just Better is actually tiptoeing around, trying to go for a red light trick here. Able to actually find his first target, which is Just Better in the chat. I hope JV fans out there are rooting for Just Better. Use the magic wand already, and now he's going to be able to kind of force a cage, but the resentment has already been built up. Unable to actually get him through, but no, actually gets him through the cage hit.
Yep, able to register the first hit, and now Cypher's third one finally getting started on. Just Better trying his best to kite it out here. Does have a wand to work with. Let's see how he's going to be efficiently using it as the hit misses.
Oh my god, and the caster's curse is there. Able to get a terror shock as he was trying to interact with that pallet, so that was a little unfortunate. It seemed like he was able to kind of kite out the cage, but Killerboss having other plans here, getting the hit around the 1 minute mark is still quite good on the Hunter side. Looking at the ciphers though, it's a lot left to be desired because they really want to pressure more, but we do see that the forward is here to kind of pressure for that rescue.
Oh, a free rescue, in fact, now able to tank one hit for the magician to pull some distance away from the chair. That's the one magic wand to work with. Let's see, Killerboss, how good will this cage be? He does have a blink to work with if he decides to.
Oh, okay, another magic wand, but not out of the woods yet. We do see the last effort as the blink down will happen right before the tide turner did expire. So, excellent rescue attempt. He was unfortunately injured, so I Eat Food is gonna have a hard time trying to OB and support. We're gonna see him try and use the football that will be on cooldown for just a bit, but he doubled down, a little overextension on I Eat Food, and now he could actually chair the magician without getting harassed.
Wow, great play coming from Killerboss there. Now, we'll be able to chair this without any trouble. Now, 2 minutes into the game, we're seeing 3 ciphers still remaining. Last cipher still only get 8%.
Yeah, Killerboss really putting in the work there and just making sure that, okay, this forward is going to be a problem. I'm going to make sure to down him right away, force out the exit path. We do see Infamous getting ready for the rescue, but he is caged off here, so unfortunately he has to break that cage, able to actually use the scales or at least tank a hit to force attack recovery. So now Magician on his last legs. Professor eats that hit. Now we got to focus our attention to Just Better.
Just Better. Let's see if you can kite it out a little bit longer. We just buy some time for your teammates to potentially heal up. You don't even have to kite till 4 and oh, the Sears bird, we totally forgot about that. Oh.
And Killerboss actually eliminating the bird, buying a little more time for the teammates to heal up, and now Just Better dropping down a pallet just for him to be able to buy a little more time. for this next Cypher to pop. But Kite's going quite well. He needs to be able to put the cage just so he can knock down this Magician, but unable to get anything out of it. We're still doing really well, but unfortunately able to get the hit. Killerboss looking over his shoulder. Uh-oh, he caged I Eat Food. But now it's gonna break just in time. Gets the drop onto him, but unfortunately the Magician hits the rocket chair.
Wow, perfect timing coming from Killerboss there. And now looking at this, Infamous is half health. That's a flywheel to work with. And last two Cyphers still on a standstill.
Yeah, it's looking quite all right for the Hunter because no Cypher is threatening to pop just yet. But nice, another scale well used just for him to get that stun. He's still got another cage to work with. Killerboss really good at pressuring with the cages, but he caged him in. Now a double cage just for him to break it. Now he's able to trap, blink, and down Infamous.
Wow. A very aggressively coming from Killerboss there. I do feel that he kind of might have misplaced his cage there, caging himself outside of his own cage, but that's alright. Now looking at our Cyphers, all three of them are at similar progress. But I'm not too sure whether this is gonna be enough. I'm not too sure how these survivors are gonna be playing this game. Will they be able to make it to endgame?
Ooh, that's going to be a question that we have to see it play out because the numbers game not doing too well. Two survivors in this area means two are not decoding, and it seems like he wants to focus on I Eat Food to down. Oh wow, just knocks him away, but that's going to be a knock onto the forward. All exit paths are still all good, but that just means only one person is focusing on decoding. We do see Infamous unfortunately walking right there when the cage was placed down, so a double down. Killerboss really leaving no stone unturned, putting so much pressure onto the survivors.
Yeah, now we are looking at a situation where it's very, very difficult. We only have Seer that can come for the rescue. Cyphers really this time around on a standstill, nobody can decode, and forward is probably going to be forced to use his own self-heal here.
Yeah, the exit path might have to be used. Forward's going to try to pressure a rescue situation. Seer's just going to eat that 1/4 of a hit. It's actually the forward that's going to go for Cyphers. But now Seer could actually go for this rescue. So injuries are stacking up, but Killerboss noticing that there is a bit of an overextension on the survivors here. Seeing he's trying to pressure. He's still waiting for his trait to be off cooldown, but he does not have any trump card. He only has blink, so his attention's focused onto that forward, and now no more exit path for the forward to work on.
Yeah, so now they're trying to kill each other up. Cyphers are still not done. Professor will be the one coming for the rescue. Yif is one big, he doesn't even need the cage. As long as he registers to Seer, he will be down.
True. Seems like we're gonna see if he's gonna focus his attention on to the rescue or to that Cypher. It seems like he's gonna focus on to Eve, and like you pointed out, didn't need that cage, but he needed to close the distance, allowing the rescue to happen. So survivors are still on defense mode. They want to be able to try and pressure the Cyphers, but these Cyphers are kind of close and they need to prioritize healing. I Eat Food has already seen that rocket chair. He's gonna try to stay out of the way here. Gonna remove the cage, and now Killerboss has to build up that resentment just for him to cage back towards this side of the map.
Yep, I mean, great combination coming from Team 81 survivors, able to preemptively tell your teammates to not heal me up because Hunter is coming over. So I will be able to push that red carpet Cypher, I think up till maybe 90% here, and Professor will be ready for the rescue. They need to play this right.
Yeah, so excellent chair placement, and now Killerboss able to actually guard this Cypher that is close to popping at 79%. I Eat Food, unfortunately, does not have any exit path to work with. The blink down is going to happen. Infamous going to go for the rescue. He's going to try to get a cage on going to cage these two survivors. Needs to focus on hitting the Seer down, but no, seems like he wants to focus on Infamous, who does get the scales going. Another successful scale on Infamous.
Seer able to cut it out as of now. I'm not too sure how much of the bird he has absorbed, but the hits still registers regardless, and Infamous forced to heal the forward, right? Because as you mentioned, no more self-heal to work with.
So it's the Professor that is out and about. He's going to try and force the Cypher here. slugging situation. The Seer's the only one with an exit path. And now we're going to see Infamous go for the flywheel just to survive a little bit longer. And now just the jukes happening on Infamous's side, able to kite out a cage. That's 9 full seconds, able to kite.
Yep, and Killerboss is just gonna... I thought he was gonna chair, but he decided not to. Infamous really with that U-turn and able to play with Killerboss like he is the boss, in fact.
Yeah, and now Seer forced to actually go for the heal onto that forward. No blink attempt here, and now Seer gets that hit, so 2 exit paths already out. I Eat Food is out of the equation here, but they're really persistent. Infamous doing an amazing job, really playing with fire here, just trying to push this Cypher, and look at that, also trying to force the heal to happen onto the downed Seer, but he's gonna try to go for a cage. If he's able to down the forward, this could be a lot more pressure onto the survivor side, but wow, Killerboss downing the forward.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he understands. Yeah.
Go for the chair, and now forcing the rescue to happen. Infamous can kind of go for the rescue here, but a Terror Shock would change the situation up completely. So let's see how this one's gonna play out.
I can't watch this. Alright, Forward's just gonna play this safely. He's gonna get that hit onto him regardless, even though he uses bomb. But can he pick him up in time? He does.
Pop. A 3-man end game. Oh my goodness. But I Eat Food able to hang out in this area, but does get the down. He can actually leave him here because he can go. I mean, the exit paths were spent. Exit gate on the backside is not being opened up just yet. Infamous gonna stick around here, which is a little bit risky. But it seems like he's gonna try to go for the backdoor exit.
Yeah, it seems so. And Eve, can he open up this gate in time?
Oh my god, Eve. And now he could definitely just leave the Seer and just walk his way back. Oh man, this professor has been so good at kiting. The resentment is building up. Killerboss slowly stalking his prey here. He's gonna try to go for a cage, double cage, just for him to close out the distance. But he's trapped in this area. 80%. He needs to try and trap. Oh, the blink hit doesn't register. But now Infamous has to be very careful. He's gonna try to go for the cage, unable to get the scales. One more hit would do it. And he actually get it. Oh, Infamous gets the escape.
Wow, what a play. And those patients, he wasn't even urgent. He knew exactly what was yeah, this is gonna be really exciting. I think for now,
really playing towards that win condition here, that he needs to get at least able to get the gun out of the way. I think coordinator, her value is Elian. We do have 2 flywheels on Action and PMNK.
Let's see if FNE survivors can add insult to an injury that Team 81 is experiencing now. GhostlyLuck hitting straight for that coordinator in the middle broken area, but fast rotation coming from Alien's side, able to rotate successfully into the graveyard.
This is actually really good that now you're kind of forcing him off the cooldown of his shadow form. But in this graveyard area, there's so many leaps that he can go towards, but you are at least saving your teammates the hassle of getting kited on top of. So now, gonna go for the instant gun here. We saw in the previous match that there was a flare gun that wasn't so optimized. So Elian, yeah, just putting it out there. Let me just go for this gun and just try and go for the kiting routes as best as I can. Now we're seeing a switch up going for the back exit.
Yeah, and able to get the panic start as well. Crazy mind game coming from Alien's side. Very prepared for this. I'm not too sure why he was benched in the first half, but sorry, BO1. But now we're finally seeing second pallet stun.
Wow, excuse me, Elian. Okay, serving up some pallets for breakfast here, lunch or dinner. But that's 2. Can we make it 3? Okay, no. GhostlyLuck is like, I had enough. Okay, we're done. We're done here. But an excellent routing that he did take. He didn't kite on top of anyone, and he tried going for the same trick all over again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Wait, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But 4th time, hell no, says GhostlyLuck. I'm not going to go for another pallet slam. But we did recount that it is the Acrobat and First Officer with Tide Turners, and Cypher progress looking quite healthy, but it's too early to tell where this match is going to swing towards as PMNK tries to make his way for this rescue.
And Yeah, definitely a little bit too early to tell, and pressure is on for Team 81's Hunter. He needs a 3K, guys. Remember that a 3K is at the very least. As we see, Acrobat able to use the red bomb. Can he get this rescue in time? A little bit more time can be bought here, but this risks a terror shock.
Oh my god, it's so close. Coordinator. Okay, gets the hit right before the half and the slow bomb just for him to go towards that shadow form, forcing out the blink, which is still quite good. I think, like we called out, Coordinator does take a while onto that rocket chair, and that did buy enough time for the mind games to kind of fall into place for the Acrobat just to eat that hit and get that rescue. We're on our last cipher now, Chocho. 81 is about to pop, one is at 30%, and the last one's being worked on.
So things are looking optimal for Team FNE, and yeah, I think as of now, GhostlyLuck is trying to spot out where these survivors will be coming from. The first officer has used his watch, so I think a very safe rescue should be possible here unless a error shock.
Yeah, okay, going for a next rock here. This is good. It's not too far from range. So, Coordinator does take a little more time. He's going to go for a straight-up rescue. Yes, able to actually get a no-hit rescue, so he can kind of body block here. He's going to do that, and now eats that hit for those last two ciphers to kind of push forward here. So now it's all up to Coordinator and how well he's going to last here in this final seconds of the kite.
Yeah, this is gonna be important. Let's see.
Whoa!
Alright, the hit registers onto the first officer, GhostlyLuck. Is he gonna commit to the quantity? That seems like it's a yes. Now, last cipher is at 85%. He needs a little bit more time. Another 10 more seconds, please. 92, 93, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, tried to go to the window, just go for the pop. Able to get a 4-man endgame, Chocho. So now GhostlyLuck is scrambling to get his first survivor down and out. Elian doing a great job hanging around this pallet. We're going to see some mind games. He goes through, no shadow for him to teleport back to. And now exit gates are going to be worked on in just a bit. Front exit is what I'm referring to. Back exit now possibly being worked on. But now, two survivors at this front exit gate. We do see that able to actually force out attack recovery with the photographer. Oh, photographer, sorry. With a little bro. With a photo.
Photographer. And now, Journalist is really breaking all angles, trying to kite it out here, able to hit towards the very safe area of the grave. Yeah, but little boy!
That was close, but the charged up attack able to down this journalist. My apologies, folks, but we do see that the back exit is being open, and Elian and everyone else, Elian and company, can get the 3-man escape. And just like that, folks, FNE able to get a 3-person escape up against an opera singer of GhostlyLuck.
Yeah, what an amazing gameplay coming from FNE Said match.
I mean, recency bias, Elian did amazing. I mean, you saw that he used up the Coordinator gun.
Yes, we did see the Chang. We did see the Chang from FN day number 1. So we already have our top 4 in BO1 first half. So if you guys just come by, you guys missed this matchup, and we'll be seeing them tomorrow. We had a very convincing
but semifinals will be B4U versus DM. FNE's hype in the chat.
Yes, of course. And at the